Hello, hello, welcome family. First time viewers, how's everybody today? I know we locked down cause of snow here in Missouri and Illinois. So just kind of enjoying the day with the kids and grandkids. They're getting a long holiday vacation. Long holiday vacation. So today we're here for live chat. And these are things that I'll be covering for the live chat and anything that whoever wants joining in with the live chat. Um, I'll be on here a while because I'll be waiting for YouTube to find me an audience for the PICK-3. It looks like to get the chat going. So if you're new, your first time viewer, good morning, Kiki. How are you today? Welcome to the live chat. Pretty much what we're covering today is sums explained, date sums explained, flips and mirrors explained, tic-tac-toes explained, root sums explained, workouts and rundown. Pretty much anything you want to cover on PICK-3, I can explain them. So you're here to observe, or you're here to learn or ask questions. This is basically what you can ask me on anything and anything on the PICK-3 at a glance if you're familiar with the PICK-3 at a glance system and strategy. So like pretty much the introduction to the PICK-3 at a glance is OPPB, be organized, be patient, be persistent, stick with a budget, play responsibly to get in the winner's circle. One thing people ask is the lottery random and if it's rigged. Well, I know for a fact it's been rigged by Eddie Tipton, and he rigged it, and he got on with the lottery commission in 2000, and he rigged it from 2000 all the way up to 2014 until he got 15 until he got caught for millions of dollars. So yeah, the lottery can be rigged. If it ain't rigged now, it can be rigged. So that's no secret to that because he did it. It might be a little harder to do now, but what he did was simple, and pretty much I became a student of Eddie Tipton ever since I found out that he rigged the lottery to win cheating, but I wasn't looking to try to cheat to win. I wanted to do it honestly. So I studied him, and I kind of implemented some of what I studied from him into my strategy of winning. So that's pretty much how that worked. And then is the lottery random? It definitely is random. There's no rhyme or reason, no tic-tac-toe, no date sum, no root sum, no grid, and anything's going to tell you what number's coming the next day, unless the lottery chooses to pick the numbers, then it's no longer random. And they can do that. They can do that. They can do that anytime they get ready. And do they have to tell us? I don't think it's a law or nothing when they have to tell you. Okay? So, yeah, it can be rigged. They can screw everything in their favor. It's already in their favor, but they can screw it even more in their favor, where they'll win even more, and the odds will be way more against us. At that time, I think I'll be done with PICK-3. PICK-3 is the only thing I do. It's impossible to do PICK-4s and PICK-5s on paper. PICK-3 you can track on paper, and I can teach anybody how to use the PICK-3 at a glance strategy with 4 simple workouts that I have for them to use. Okay? So do you have any questions? If you're on here, don't hold back on your questions. There's no such thing as I don't know if you call it dumb or whatever question. There's no such thing as you just don't know, you just don't know question. But here we are here to get in the winner circle, and I'll do the best I can to get you there. But I have to have in this chat, I need questions so I don't keep going over things that's not necessary to go over to get everybody in the winner circle. Okay, so I'm waiting on the audience. When the audience come, if you want to go have a pop or whatever you want to do, drink a soda, make tea or whatever, you can do that. Uh, but if you have any questions, you can ask me any questions you like, because I have 1,800 videos, and if there's anything that you want to be covered, it's pretty consistent on those videos. So pretty much what I'm looking here on the live chat is people coming in with questions, and I'm sure they probably have some where you can learn from me, and possibly I can learn from you as a subscriber. So if you hear and you are observing, and I'd appreciate it if you would show the channel some love. On the live screen, I've learned that you can double tap the screen itself, and it'll give you a like. You don't have to try to hit the like thumbs up. You can just double tap the screen, and it automatically gives you a like, and that's pretty good for everybody. I don't think everybody knows that. So does anybody on here have any questions about anything concerning Pick-3 that I could explain to you? Like I said, I don't too much want to use these chats to rehash what I've already got 1,800 videos on. I want to explain to people that's new. Good morning, Steve. Glad to have you with us. How you doing? So is there anything, Steve, that I believe you've seen my videos? Yeah, it's snowy, that's for sure here, and in Missouri. So you have any questions on anything here, Steve, or is there anything particular you might want me to go over for you? Because if not, pretty much what I'm having here is waiting for YouTube to find an audience. I might be here on a while, so you... Okay. The Paris calculation. Okay. Okay. All righty. Illinois evening draw number was 448. Okay. You got two separate numbers. You have two separate numbers. Let me get one thing here. Okay, in Pick-3, I'm gonna start off with 1, 2, 3. We talking about the pairs, single pairs, okay? You got 1, 2, 3. Say that's a Pick-3. This is a Pick-3 number. So when you got three separate numbers, you're gonna have three separate pairs. You're gonna have the 12 is a pair. You're gonna have the 13 is a pair. And the 23 is a pair, because you got three separate numbers. If you got a double like 1, 1, 2, you got two different numbers, so you're going to have two different pairs. You're going to have the 11 pair, and you're going to have the 12 pair. Okay? And on triples, like triple zeros, it's a single number. There's no different numbers. So double zeros would be that single pair. or if you had triple ones, triple twos, triple threes. And this is how the pair calculation on this sheet is, all right? We had the 448 to come in. You had the 448 to come in. I'm going to put it here for you. You had the 448 to come in. So there's two different numbers, so you're going to have two different pairs on the sheet. You're going to have the 44, and you're going to have the 48 right here. And you go to strategy number 2 on the triangle sheet here. Now, when I say with the law average, the numbers working with the law average, that means that the law average is constantly catching up with itself. See this 4-4 that wasn't underlined last month? It hit this month. Okay. Okay, you go through the older videos. Yeah, well, I can, okay, yeah, go through the older videos also. But it just hit this month. So it's caught up with itself. So I'd mark off the 44, knowing that it didn't come out last month. And then I'll mark off the 48. That's the pair. All right. Now in this triangle here represents 2,710 pairs, because I combined all those pairs into this single triangle. Don't ask me how I figured it out to do it, but I did on paper. And, well, you can ask me. I'll just tell you what I did. I made this triangle and figured that somehow I could calculate the pairs with it. And that's what I did. And like at that 1, 2, 3 I was telling you about, the pair for it would be 12, 13, 23. And that 1, 2, 3 to me, since this 1, 2, 3 and it's 13 hadn't failed, would be a good number played. The 1, 2, 3 is a good number. All right. And then if you, like I say, if triples just come in, you do triples, you mark off the triple zeros, the double zeros rather. And the reason you want to do this, you track your pairs every month. And if you see a pair here that ain't failed in, well, you know if it missed a month, or you know if and a pair that don't fall in 90 days, 60 to 90 days, then that's the pair you want to play. And the way you play your pairs, you do a wheel on pairs, single pairs, any single pairs. You do a wheel on any single pairs here. Like, say here I find out that I've been watching these pairs and tracking them, and I realize this 38 pair ain't failed right here, in which I did in, say, 120 days. See, that's why it's important to track. Any of these numbers can take take 60 to 90 days or more before they even hit. So you don't want to be just playing numbers to be playing numbers and you don't know anything about those numbers. Okay? So what you would do on a single pair, any pair that you know been out for a while, and you want to add it to your bucket, because you're always accumulating a bucket of numbers that you know to play because you know what's going on with those numbers. So when you hit, you're not going to be trying to hit using the sums, the date sums, the flips, the mirrors, the tic-tac-toes, the root sums, and the different workouts and rundowns, because they're not going to show you everything. They're going to show you that a 38 ain't failed in 120 days, where you can use it to your advantage and pick it up and say this 38 ain't failed in 128 days. You want to wheel it down, and you do 381, 382, 383, 384, 4, 385, 386, 388, and 387. See that there? So you would more than likely have a better chance of winning in these numbers, because anything with a 3-8 come in, if you box it, you automatically win. And using my other strategies, if you know when the front pair of this 380 came, and the front pair would be the 3-8, and the back pair would be the 8-0. And say you already know the 3-8 pair hadn't failed for 128 days. And also, what if you know that this 3-8 ain't failed on the front side at the same amount of time? Then your number to be definitely to play heavy on would more than likely be this 380. No tic-tac-toe, no day sum, no grid, no root subs. None of that's going to show you that. That's why I say you have to track your own numbers for your own state. All the numbers run different in all the states. All the numbers run different from midday and evening. Midday numbers don't bring evening numbers. Evening numbers don't bring midday numbers. They all random. The only thing you going to know for sure is what you tracking. The only thing you going to know for sure is what you actually tracking. Everything else is guesswork. But you know for 38 ain't failed in 120 days. You know how long, if on the front of this number, how long it's been since the front of it hit, or how long it's been since the back of it hit, or how long the 3 fell in the front, the 8 fell in the middle, or the 0 fell on the end. See, all this will be prevalent to you using the pick 3 at a glance strategy. This will be what you know, not what you're guessing. And here, when you're doing these things here, you're only getting a small fraction of what you need to know to win. You're only going to get now I'm here to show you how to use these and explain them. But when I get through using them, you don't know anything about the number you plan to play unless you're tracking the actual 1,000 numbers. Okay? Unless you're tracking the actual 1,000 numbers. That's a good, I hope you understand that, or whoever's listening, watching, understands that. Like I say, I'll be here until YouTube find me an audience of people to ask questions about the pick 3 at a glance strategy. So if you have any questions here, let's get the chat going and ask me anything you'd like to ask me. Like I say, I have 1,800 videos. So if you want to go back and view them. I sure do. I really don't look at the split pairs that much, Steve, but the front and the back definitely. Let me show you something here. I'll show you something. One minute. I'm going to show you something. Okay, here. This here is a tablet. It's an old tablet at that. But it's the only one like it now that you can do this on, I believe, on the calculator. I went back 15 years and entered all the data for Missouri. For 15 years. I hope you can see this. My eyes don't show me a lot now. Everything looks blurry. I went back 15 years And now I'm putting the Illinois data in here. See right here where this is the last number that fell Illinois evening. I'm going to put the 448 in. Put the 448 in here for the 5th. Okay. Now I saved that 448. Now I can go back for 15 years where I won't be able to do it in Illinois. I just tell you, and find out when any number fell. Like, okay, I'm gonna do the 448. Put it under the search. Now that'll tell me the last time that 448 fell like that. Okay, right here. Everything before 2024 is all Missouri data. Anything here in 2024 and 25 will be Illinois data. So I can see that since I've been tracking Illinois, that 448 fell April of 2024, and it just fell here January of 2025. So you see the distance and the amount of time it took for it to come again. All right. And like you was asking me about that 38, see, I can go here and check the front of any front and back pair the same way. Let me get it here. Okay. I did 38. I put the 38 in here. Now I'll put the search, hit the search. And see, it'll tell me every time that 38 fell on the front and the back. And the last time it fell. So let me see, last time that 38 fell in Illinois. This is 15 years worth of data that I manually put in myself into this tablet. This is my baby here. I don't have to go online. I don't have to do anything to look up my numbers. And you all won't have to do it either, because y'all, if you're doing it on paper, you can automatically go from month to month, and you'll automatically see what pairs and what dates and what things hadn't failed. Let's see the front pair and back pair. Let's see here. And once you start collecting your data, that's why I was able to transfer it to paper when I started doing this. Once I came up with this paper system, I went back 2 years and collected the data to see how it would work, and I was able to put everything. And see here, I can tell you that if I go back to my eyes, what is anything 24 on is Illinois, if you can see it. Anything on is 24. Oh, I wonder why my eyes are really watering. Okay. Anything above 24 is Missouri. So you see that 38 fell. You can see how many times it fell. I mean, my eyes are watering. These glasses not working. You can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times it's been fail on the front, and then on the back. If I look, if it didn't, something wrong there. And then on the back, the 38, you can see how many times it fell on the back. 1, 2, 3, like that. That's how I know the front pairs and back pairs. That would help me put this sheet together. Also, with studying what Eddie Tipton had did to hit the lottery. Uh, I'm a student of Eddie Tipton's. He's the one that actually rigged the Iowa lottery and won for millions of dollars and got 5 years in prison. And he won and he stole about $100 million because he had a syndicate. That's what he stole. I'm pretty sure he stole about $100 million. They made him security over the software, so he programmed all the machines where he could do the numbers and win. Him, his brother, and a good friend for over 10 years before they caught him. Okay, so the lottery can be rigged. The lottery can be fixed for them to do whatever they want with them. So that's pretty much it. Okay, did that kind of cover it, Steve, for you? Split pairs I really don't do because it's kind of hard to measure a split pair. I don't see if you cover the front and back pair and a single pair, you're gonna pretty much know what you're doing. Okay, thanks, Steve. You're gonna pretty much know what you need to know to win. Okay, just like I said, that 44 didn't come out. So if you was interested in playing it, you would have just wheeled it like this, see? Or if you know enough about it to put it in your bucket list, then you would have played. See, that 4-4 hadn't failed. The 4-4 hadn't failed. But you can track them all, but you don't want to play them all. You want to stick with a budget. You want to let the numbers hit you, and you're not trying to fight and try to hit these numbers every day. I can play my numbers 30 to 60, 90 days. I'm trying triple H right now to the end of this month. I had them in for last month because I knew that the AA front and the AA back hadn't failed. And I'm still playing that. I also knew that the AA hadn't failed all year for 2024 on the front. And the AA back only fell at the end of January. So that was a whole year that double eights didn't fall on the front or the back. Okay? That was a whole year that double eights hadn't fell on the front or the back. And that's the stuff you can see. That's the stuff you'll know. You won't be guessing to win. So I was running the A8 wheel. A80, A81, A82, in December, A83, A84, A85, A86, A87, quite naturally A88, and A89. Now, in December, I hit the A84 and the A85. Not the numbers I was guessing at, numbers I knew. Working with the law average would have to play catch up unless they cheating, unless they picking the numbers themselves. It has to work with the law average. Then now, and I was looking for the triple eights because 8 hadn't fell on the front or the back for all that time. Also, the number double eight, any of these numbers hadn't failed like this, split pair or no way, ever since July of 2024. So I know that this here was good as gold to play. I won, and then my subscribers, people been following me, won also. So you have to track the actual 1,000 numbers. There's no way of getting around that. There's no way of getting around it to win. Okay? And so now I'm looking for the triple eights, and I'm going to play them to the end of the month. I normally don't play triples at all unless no triple falls for the whole year. Almost up to December or January. If no triple falls for the whole year, then I'm going to also be looking to see the last time, like I did the eights, the last time it fell on the front and the back. and how long it's been since any of those doubles came out, like the double zeros, double ones, double twos, double threes, double fours, double fives. That's the strategy I would use. So you can build a skill set and a strategy tracking the actual 1,000 numbers, but there's no skill set or strategy you can build with just using the sums, the date sums, the flips, the mirrors, the tic-tac-toes, the root sums, the workouts, and rundowns, other than trying to find a pattern that fits your state. You don't have to look for a pattern that fits your state when you're tracking the actual 1,000 numbers. You'll know what's going to hit your state. You'll know because you're tracking the actual 1,000 numbers. You're looking at the forest and not at the trees. But there is a little work. But once you do this here, I took 22 numbers. Here's my workout sheets. This is what you have to do. And you go to my channel for if you live in Illinois, or you're going to have to go to your state. I took 22 numbers. I took 22 numbers right here. And these are 22 numbers out of those 1,000 numbers that I came up with. I call them the base numbers to start my strategy number 1 workout sheet. These 22 numbers give you all 1,000 numbers in a possible combination. Give you all 1,000 numbers in their possible combinations. Okay? And the reason why I use PICK-3, because PICK-3 and those 1,000 numbers are the only ones that you can actually track on paper and do a workout with. PICK-4 got 10,000 numbers, impossible to track on paper. Any kind of strategy or work is not going to show you what a PICK-4 number coming out. Nothing. PICK-5 got 100,000 numbers, impossible to track on paper. But PICK-3 you can track on paper with the PICK-3 strategy because I condensed everything where it's easy to do. Just like that calculator of mine did that, you be doing the same thing. So I took these 22 numbers and I made 12 columns for the singles and 10 columns for the doubles. That's strategy number 1, and that's the singles. And I did the 1-1-1 rundown on them. They have all types of different rundowns. 1-1-1 is one of the main rundowns they use, and 1-2-3 I think is the next main rundown they use. But you can make a rundown out of any number you wish out of those 1,000 numbers other than triple zeros. Like here, there's 1-1-1 on this 4-4-8 here. If I do a rundown on this 4-4-8, that is called a rundown or workout or whatever you want to call it, that they'll call it. Because everybody got their own strategy and their own system to winning with these workouts and rundowns. But there's only one strategy to tracking all 1,000 numbers. And that's knowing why you're playing the numbers and tracking them. There's no other strategy to that. Everybody can't do tracking the actual 1,000 numbers different. But everybody got a different way of winning with the tic-tac-toe, date sum, grids, flips, and mirrors, and all that stuff. That's what made me put a comprehensive strategy together that I can teach to anybody anywhere in the world or on the moon or Mars or wherever if they play in PICK-3. So here, you'd add 1 to the 4, you get 5. 1 to the 5, you get 6. 1 to 6, you get 7. 1 to 7, you get 8. 1 to 8, you get 9. 1 to 9, you're going to get 10, but you're only going to use the 0 because in lottery math, you're only working with single numbers. 1 to 0, you get 1. 1 to 1, you get 2. 1 to 2, you get 3. 1 to 3, you're going to get the 4. Same number at the top, you get at the bottom, you add it correctly. And all you're going to do is basically, that's why I use the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. You just count straight down. You're going to go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Same number at the bottom, you get a top, you add it correctly. And you're going to count straight down again. You're going to do the 9, and once you do the 9, it's going to be 0. And you're going to go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, it's kind of hard to mess that up. And bad as I was in math, believe me, I could have messed that up. I didn't care for math at all. You use the 1 for front pairs. And back pairs. Okay. 1 for front pairs and back pairs. Okay. You're probably getting the same result, I would think, if you're using 1 for front pairs and back pairs. I would guess. Okay, $25 box. Or oh, I got you. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, okay, I got you. And you do a wheel on that for wheel on it, or you just yeah, okay. But here, the 1 is the best ones to use. But they can make this here number out of anything they want. They can make it out of 317. They can make it out of 369. They can make it out of 377. They can make it anything to get 10 numbers to try to figure out what's going to come the next day, other than tracking the actual 1,000 numbers. You know what I'm saying? But here, this you have a goal and a purpose in mind when you're using this, working with the PICK-3 at a glance. You want to find the base numbers. This is a double. And remember when I told you I had 22 numbers here? Here is the singles and here's the doubles. You might want to screenshot this and do the 1-1 rundown on these 22 numbers. Then you'll have strategy number 1 altogether. You have strategy number 1. Because you're going to have 22 columns. Okay? Now, what I want to find out, since it's the doubles, I want to find out what column, because all of these you're going to have 10 columns, what column is 448 going to be under? And you see all these doubles have zeros. So when you do the 1-1-1 rundown on these numbers here, there's going to be a few of them with zeros in them. All right? So the one that you're going to be looking for, because these 12 numbers you're going to memorize. And I already know that double, that 448, is going to be on the column 044. Now, these numbers can come 3 different ways, okay? So it might not, if it had came 484, this number would have been different. It'd show different. It wouldn't show as 400. It'd show, I guess it would be 040 on here. But by it being the 448, it actually is the 004. So what you would do, you go to column, we go to the doubles over here on this workout sheet. See, this workout sheet is organized for you, or you can make your own. See the doubles here? And you find 044, you go down, and here's that 448 is right here. Here it is right here. Bam, you're done. Now, what I'm looking for on these columns, each one of these columns are 60 numbers. All right. And with those 60 numbers, because they can come, well, I'm sorry, these here are 30 numbers, each column on doubles. And as I'm tracking these columns from month to month, I'll know when a column hit and when a column missed. And what I'm looking for is a column that ain't hit in 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months. And it can take up to 4 months on the doubles. Maybe 5 months. That way you tracking the actual 1,000 numbers and knowing what they're doing. So instead of chasing numbers, looking for numbers, if I got a column here, like last year, in 2023, the first number of the month, evening draw, was the 661. Do you know another number didn't fall off this column all year for 5 months? So if you was playing any of these numbers, they didn't show up for 5 months. And if you don't track, you don't know that. There's no other strategy going to show you that. There's nothing's going to show you what's going on with these numbers if you're not tracking them and you playing them. Any of these columns can take 5 months and never show up, and probably longer. But the thing is, when they do show up, I was ready and waiting. See, when you're tracking the actual 1,000 numbers, the numbers are on your side. They can't get around you, especially working with the law or average. Just take your time. Don't burn your money up. Just watch. When the column gets hot and ready, you'll be right there waiting. And instead of just playing all these different numbers trying to figure out what's going on, you'll know what's going on when you see a column ain't hitting 4 or 5 months. Because this 616 was the first number that came in evening draw in Illinois' evening draw. Just like what was it, 633 just came in for this year. And you think that number gonna come again, you might not know that because that number don't have to show up again for another 6 months on a double. So what you want to know is you want to group your numbers and know what's going on with them at a glance. That's why I call it PICK-3 at a glance, because everything here is grouped in organized manner. The doubles have a less chance of coming in, then your triples have even a lesser chance. That's why I don't play triples until around November, December. And no triple pretty much has not had to fall all year, unless I got a reason to do it like triple eights. Hey, Lance, how you doing? Glad to have you with us. Glad to have you with us. So, Happy New Year. So, triples, and if they come in at all year. But on average, all you're going to get is 3 triples out of the whole year. Sometimes you might get, but on average, sometimes you can get 4. Sometimes you might get 5. But on average, throughout a number of years, the average is 3 years, even if you get 1 at all. Is some states don't get a triple all year. For the simple reason, it takes 3 years for these 1,000 numbers to rotate out. 3 years, maybe 4. From the 1,000 that you started with tracking to get all the 1,000 numbers from the rotate out with the law average takes 3 years, because you're only going to get a third of these numbers every year on average out of the 1,000 numbers, because you only got 365 days in a year, so all you're going to get is a third of the numbers out of the 1,000 numbers, all you can possibly get. So that's why pretty much on average, you're going to only get a third of any 10 numbers that you play for the whole year, if you play them exact. If you play these numbers exact every day for the whole year, all you're going to get is this year you can get this one to come out exact, this one to come out exact, this one to come out exact. Then the next year you might get these three to come out exact. Then the next year you might get these 3 to come out exact. And I'm showing double, but double's probably less than that. Okay? This is what you're working with. So you got to know what you're working with to win. If you don't know last time a number failed, you playing a loser's game out of those 1,000 numbers. That's why I put them in organized manner in columns that at any time you know what number fell off what column and when. And then any numbers that don't fall off of this is the monthly sheet that don't fall off the sheet. I'll look at them and underline them or highlight them in a way that I know which ones they didn't fall. Like here. Okay, now did I find the 4-4? Yeah, we marked that 4-4-8 off, didn't we? Like on these doubles here. See, from last year, I know what numbers didn't fall. This is because starting in January, I highlight like right here. I know this 001 and this 110 didn't fall last year. At a glance, I know that. What else on this column? Nothing on this column here. I know what these are mirrored numbers. Well, more than that, but these are what I'm looking for here are mirrored numbers that I know didn't fall last year, or opposite, not mirrored, but opposite numbers of the 1,000 that didn't fall last year. I highlight those because when those columns come, those that don't hit, these are going to be the first numbers that I play and load up on, because it's a 50-50 chance of either one of these two showing up that I can play. And what I mean by opposite numbers, like this 4-4-8, here you go. This is a number line: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you got 5. Yeah, plus 5 to the top number, okay? That's what we're going to call opposite numbers. 5 to 0, you get 5. 5 to 1, you get 6. 5 to 2, you get 7. 5 to 7, you get 8. 5 to 2, you get 7. 5 to 3, you get 8. 5 to 4, you get 9. Okay? Now, what you have is the top numbers and bottom numbers of those 1,000 numbers. At the top, you got the triple zeros and the 499. And at the bottom, you got the 500 and the 999. So it's like dividing 1,000 numbers in half, and you got the top numbers, bottom numbers. So 5 opposite a 0 opposite 5, 5 opposite 0, 1 opposite 6, 6 opposite 1, 2 opposite 7, 7 opposite 2, 3 opposite 8, 8 opposite 3, 4 opposite 9, 9 opposite 4. Let's say you were playing the 0, 1, 2. 1, 2. And the lottery played the 5, 6, 7. They just played your opposite number of those 1,000 numbers and vice versa. 0 opposite 5, 5 opposite 0, 1 opposite 6, 6 opposite 1, 2 opposite 7, 7 opposite 2. Same number, just the opposite of it. Say you was playing 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9. And the lottery played 2, 3, 4, which they do that now on you. They just played your opposite number, the top number, other than the bottom number. Same way with any double that they play, 1, 1, 2. Yeah. Yep, that are opposite each other, Steve, right. Yeah. Those ones I got underlined. But see, my notations and yours going to be kind of the same, but the number's going to be different, and your strategy might be a little different. So you can improve on this and know where you're going with it. Every time you tracking a number, you're getting the understanding out of what's going on with the numbers that you can't get with the other strategies. You just can't get them. That's what I mean by building a strategy and a skill set. Yeah, you're right. But that's why I had to show them what this mirror is And say 112, the opposite of it is 667. See, a 1 opposite 6, 6 opposite 1. 2 opposite 7, 7 opposite 2. Or triple zeros, say you play triple zeros, and a lot play triple fives. Okay? Then you got, because 0 opposite 5, 5 opposite 0. Okay. Now, oh my God. Okay, now, that's what I mean by numbers are opposite, direct opposite of each other. Here, the opposite of this 448 is 993. 993. 9 opposite 4, 4 opposite 9. See there? 4 opposite 9, 9 opposite 4. This 559 is 004. Same exact opposite. This 660, the exact opposite, 115. That's why I put this in order like this. Organized manner where you know what's going on. This 221, opposite of it. I'm sorry, what I said. This 771, the opposite is 226. This 882, opposite is 337. Until you get back to the, that 448 would be 993. Again, see, it'd be 99. So all the numbers would just repeat. That's why I use the 111 rundown. Now, and that's what groups all these numbers. All these numbers, the same principle carries through. Okay, so what I was saying about the opposite, I went back last year, which I have tracked, I know, and I just highlight in Illinois the numbers that are opposite so I can be aware of what opposite numbers I would play. This is my strategy, and probably would be your strategy too, because you got a 50-50 chance if neither one of these have came and you plan them, you'll win. This is a different sheet here, but let me. This is a sheet that I had put together. It's an opposite, pretty much. You see where all these doubles are here? I put them together in a more organized way for the doubles. All these numbers here are opposite of each other. You can straighten out this sheet here if you want to. And what I did is put the number, the set and its opposite, its mirror together. I put them all organized. Because like I said, OPPP, be organized, be patient, be persistent, stick with a budget, play responsibly. The 001 is 110. The opposite of it is 556 and 665. So at a glance, I would know what number and its opposite hit or didn't hit. All in order that I can track on paper. All these numbers, the set and the opposite. 004, 440, the opposite is 559, 995. At a glance, I would know what double and its opposite didn't fall. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, Steve. I'm looking for numbers or pairs or anything that haven't fell up in fallen in months, and I'm using that to build my bucket list of numbers that I'm going to actually play. So that way, I always got my numbers that I'm playing while I'm looking at what I'm going to potentially be playing. See what I'm saying? So I'm always got my numbers. My gun is always loaded. It depends on when I'm ready to shoot it. I hate to put it that way. It's New Year's. I guess I'm thinking about guns. But my gun's already always loaded. It depends on when I'm ready to shoot it. Yeah, that's it. If I see by these being organized like this in fours, if I see something like this ain't something like this might not hit all year. These four numbers might not hit to the end of the year. So you know I'm gonna play these four. I got my ammunition. It depends on when I'm gonna shoot it. I'm always tracking. I'm always building up ammunition. I'm not just grabbing all these numbers and doing doing this here to try to figure out what I'm gonna do here. I always know what I'm gonna do here. Now this might be a supplement somehow to what you're doing, but I haven't seen it be that for me work for me since I started tracking the actual 1,000 numbers. Haven't seen it. You know. But here, so yeah, that's why you're tracking. That's why you're tracking. And like you want to be organized, get your calendar, track the numbers, you know, to keep you focused. Even so if you get behind, you can easily catch back up. It's easy to catch this paperwork up. It's easy to catch it up, even if you miss 2 or 3 days. All you gotta do is go back and find out what number came out that day, and put it in, and mark it off the columns. Do the front pair and the back pair. It's easy to catch them up too. That's another thing I love about. So what it is, I took these doubles on the columns right here. Wait a minute. Now let me go back and get this here right. So what I did is just tuck these doubles here, whereas 10 of them here, like this, on the doubles, where I marked the 448 off here. I just made another sheet that I use yearly. This other sheet I'm gonna show you is a yearly one that I track. It's a summary sheet, so I can see. I'm sure I find it here. Okay. Okay, yeah. Well, I put them all in a more organized manner. This is a yearly sheet. So say in the opposite, and like the 448, let's find that 448 that just came in. That's what the 448 be 993. Let me get my eyes together. Yeah, y'all bear with me. I had eye surgery, and man, it's kind of bothering me today for some reason. See here, the 448. It came in, but here too, I know that is the opposite. Let's see, 884. The 339. This is highlighted, and the 884. I don't know why. Why did it come in? Oh yeah, the 884 came in. That's why it ain't underlined. So I must have underlined this before. The 884 just came in last month. I hit it. That's why it's not circled. So I must have underlined that by mistake. But like I said, you'll be able to catch yourself with this if you make a mistake, an actual mistake. I have it for PDF. Oh, what is this? Dan, I have it for PDF. What I do is I send them out in PDF form where you can download them through your email. Yeah, because the The sheets are $25. I PDF them to you. Then you make copies if you got a printer at home, or uh, go to Office Depot or Office Max, or whatever office supply place you have, and they can print them right out for you. Yeah. Yeah, why that went out? This. Okay. And like I say, that's powerful when you know when the number and its opposite. Because, see, working with the law average, these numbers in the following year will catch up with themselves. They'll catch up instead of playing all these numbers and not knowing what's going on. See, this 001 and this 110 possibly catching up with itself. Any of them. One 668. These are ones that didn't hit. Let's see, 116. Like this 224 and this 779. They mirror each other, or opposite each other. Not mirror, but they actually opposite numbers each other. That's what you're looking for, because that gives you a 50-50 chance of playing these numbers within the law average, one of them coming out, rather than trying to play all the numbers. You're looking for those, the number and the opposite that haven't hit. That's a strategy. That's where you build your skill set. Here, in each one of these columns, as you track in each month, you're looking to see what numbers and the opposites didn't play. So if you get a column here that ain't hit in 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, you know what numbers you're going to play off of this column. You're looking at 60 numbers right here that you know ain't failed in 4 months. And all you're doing, if you find like this 015 and you find out 3 months from now that the 563 ain't failed, them two don't be the main two that you load up on the play. And also, if you don't play the whole column, normally if I got a column that ain't played in 90 days, I'm planning to add those to my bucket list of numbers to use to win. But I got the actual numbers, not guess numbers, because I'm tracking them each month, and it's simple to track them. Okay, so like that 448 that came in Illinois, it's got 2 separate pairs. So here's strategy number 2, which I showed you all on the bigger sheet. I'd mark off. Okay. I'd mark off the 44. And the 48. Because it got 2 separate numbers, so it's got 2 separate pairs. And like I said, on the other sheet that I was showing you, the bigger one, it's got, if the number don't come out, a pair, it can take a pair 4 months and not show up. It can take 4 months and a pair not show up. So that means any of these pairs that you might be playing, if you don't know why you're playing, it could take 4 months and never show up on any number. Here, too, just like these numbers are opposite of each other, these pairs are opposite of each other. So if I see a pair and it's opposite that didn't fall, along with how long it take a pair to come out, say 1 month I won 556. I hit 556. You'll see all this stuff. If you go and check my channel, you'll see my winning tickets and where the lottery sent me emails saying I won. I used to have physical tickets, but I play online now, so it's hard to show a physical ticket. But the lottery in Illinois will send me a email saying I won and to check my tickets and on what date. So I show you all the receipt of me winning on for Illinois. I don't do other states. I don't put up numbers for people to play and all that because I know that it takes you doing the work and tracking these numbers. There's no way that I can track another state's numbers. I just can't do it. And be honest with them and help them get in circle like I can in Illinois. Okay? But I can help you if you tell me, hey, Terry, this column ain't hit in 3 months and so and so and so and so, and then we can communicate. But I can't communicate with you with this here because I don't know what you done did with this. I wouldn't know what to tell you. But if you tell me, Terry, this ain't hit in 3 months, and the 024 and the 579 ain't hit either, how would you play that? Now we could talk. I say, well, how long has this been out? What's going on with that front pair? What's going on with that back pair on your sheet? What's going on with the single digit on your sheet? Then we say, okay, yeah, that looks good to me. But there's no guarantee because the numbers are random. But we both can see the same thing at the same time. But all the different strategies and workouts and things you got here, I can't explain that to you. Because I'm only going to be looking at a third of what those numbers are. Or a third of what your strategy might be. But I can say, hey, when the front pair, back pair fell on the number. And you can say, oh, it fell November, so. Okay, yeah, that's what? How many months out? Okay, yeah, let's roll with that. Or how long maybe you should play it. Keep your budget, I got my budget at $3 to $5 a day pretty much. And then what I do is when I hit is when I load up on my numbers to win. Okay. So there, strategy number 2. Once you mark that off, like I say, catch up, you're done. Bam. Now with strategy number 3 here, I took 3 columns to find out what position those 3 numbers fell in. So I would always know when the single number hit and what position that it didn't hit in, from 0 to 9. And like that 4A8, I would mark off the 4 on the front, the 4 in the middle, and the 8 on the back. See, at a glance, I know what's going on with all them numbers and what positions that didn't dropped. So at the end of the month, any number that don't fall, I'll carry over to the next month working with the law average. You'll see as you're tracking, the numbers will catch up with themselves. That's how you will hit. You don't have to play them every day. Just wait till you find a column. Let it not hit for 6 to 7 months. And it can take 3 months for these numbers to hit and these columns to hit. But you want to know which ones they are. That's where you're going to get your numbers from. Just like here. The 448 that fell. I want to know what position the last time if I'm a player number, say this 448, and you did the strategy number 3, and you see that the 8, and you're going into next month, and you see this 448 is your daily carry number, and you've been planning on carrying, it's your daily number you're going to carry, and you see that the 8 hadn't fell on the front for this month, So next month, and you're going to play it as 844, right? Eight, 4, 4. To put that 8 on the front. So the possibility of it coming out that way is good. That's how I win too. Now, so you got a number like 1, 2, 3, and you're using this here, and you find out that the 3 hadn't fell on the front. You want to make sure you play your 1, 2, 3 as 2, 3, 1 or 2, 1, 3. You see that? That way you ain't guessing how you're gonna play your numbers. You always know how to play your numbers because you know what's going on with that front, with your number positioning. Way I won the 777s, and like I say, sometimes the triples you have to be tracking to know how to play those triples. Really, all the triples I played, I've won. But 7 hadn't played with no number for 2 months, and the only way I would have known that is tracking. 7s hadn't played with no number for 2 months. Let's see what we got, Steve. Terry, do you include a repeat digit from a previous draw? Example 448 came in last evening. Would you include a 4 or 8 in tonight's Illinois PICK-3 draw? I wouldn't. I don't do it like that. No, there's no guarantee that day a 4 gonna come. But what number would I choose? Now the only thing, Steve, I'll show you what I'm talking about here. You see this 448, right? Okay, my number is 888s, and pretty much the double 8 run I just showed you. I'm gonna definitely load up on. I'm definitely probably gonna do that 50 that run, that 008 run, the wheel in it from AA0 to AA9 for 50-cent box. And the 888 50 cents straight. But I'm gonna load up because that 8 is in there. I'm loading up on 888s tonight. Now I would carry. I only load up on my number that I'm playing. I only load on my number that I'm playing if the number the day before, 1 or 2 of my numbers are in there. Say what I look for. Say the 448, like I say, I'm gonna load up on 888s here, right? Because one of the numbers are in there that I'm playing. But say my number is 458. Then I'm gonna load up on my 458 because it's got a 4 in there. And it's got an 8. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to load up on the number that I already got that I'm playing. But I won't be trying to find a number to match what number might be coming in with a 4 or 8. The only reason I look for something like that to carry over, I'll load up on what I'm playing already when one of the numbers are in there because that next day it could pull my number out. That's what I do. Did you understand that, what I was saying there, Steve? I only use this to my advantage when I'm already playing a number with one of the numbers in it. You understand that? Because it's not necessarily that it could come, but if it does, I'm already had a number that I'm going to be playing to play it. Isn't that making sense to you, Steve? Yeah, I know it would look like it would come, but these numbers are random. There's no rhyme or reason what number is going to actually come. But the only way I don't look for numbers to try to play because it's got one of the numbers in it. I don't look for numbers to play because they're mirror the number. One of these numbers might mirror. A 3 could come, and the first thing they're gonna say, oh, they bought the 3, they bought the 8 back, but it was just a 3. See, there's no rationalization to that. No, they bought that 3 because you didn't know what you was playing. And if they don't bring my triple eights, I ain't mad at them. I'll just cut back again a little bit on the triple eights. But anytime they put a number with an 8 in it, I'm gonna put a little bit more money on my number that I'm playing already with that number. Cause I play my numbers consistently. I don't jump on and off my numbers. Now you got that? Okay. Thanks. But yeah, that's how I go about that. Now, so here and sevens hadn't failed with no number. I'm telling you, that's the kind of stuff you have to look for. That's the strategy and the skill set you build when you're tracking the actual 1,000 numbers and getting the winner circle. Because everybody's numbers in everybody's state gonna run different. There's nothing gonna match every state. Midday runs different from evening. Evening runs different from midday. Period. And when you're using these sheets, you got to, if you're going to do a sheet for midday, you got to do one for midday and you're going to do one for evening. If got that amount of time. I just stick with evening because I want to make it enjoyable. Trying to play midday and evening, I couldn't sleep because I'm paying. I got to get up. Well, before I could play online in Illinois, I'm trying to get up in the morning and get to the lottery place to play midday, and I am not a morning person. I'm an evening person, and my day wouldn't seem right, you know. But if you one of these people can do midday and evening, you can win with midday and evening tracking. But I wouldn't. Only way I'd play midday and evening if I do all this and find out that say this column here, '05, some reason didn't play for 2 months. Neither one play midday or evening. These would be the numbers I would play for midday and evening. I wouldn't play a whole different numbers midday and evening trying to hit. I wouldn't be trying to find numbers to hit midday and numbers to find to hit evening. I'd only find ones where I know the number didn't hit midday or evening at all. Like that. That's how I play midday and evening. Okay. And then the 448. I go to my strategy number 4. This is the workout sheet for strategy number 4. Front and back pair. This front and back pair sheet for the year. This is my summary sheet. I fill this out for the whole year. So at the end of the year, I want to know what pairs ain't played on the front or the back. And see, Illinois has only got 2 pairs ain't played on the front or the back. For the front. 2 pairs for the front. For the back, it's got 3 numbers that ain't played for the back. And that's pretty good. Usually each year when I was tracking in Missouri, it'd be at least 6 on the front pairs that ain't played and 6 on the back pair ain't played. So now coming into this year, I'm putting just to carry them like 50 cents on each one of these front and back. So when this do hit, I know it's about time for it to start hitting with the law average again. So I'll run it, probably either wheel it or I already know. Like I know that the 7-9 hadn't played about a year now. The 7-9 on the back ain't played in about a year. And I know I don't have it down here, but I got that in my head. And this 7 on front ain't played at all. So I'm playing 179. I'm playing 50 cent on the front and 7-9, 50 cent on the back. So even if the 179 don't come, the 17 on the front hit or the 7-9 on the back hit, I'm gonna load up on that whole number as 179. Because that's the number I'm looking for. I'm gonna take that money and reinvest in my actual number. Because I ain't guessing why I'm playing this. I know why I'm playing this. I know why I'm playing it. I know why I'm playing. If I don't know why I'm playing it, I'm not even my birthday. I don't play it. My birthday, I hit it because it came. It didn't. My birthday and its opposite didn't play last year in 2022. So I carried it for 2023 for sure and won it because it's opposite that 247 and the 792 hadn't played the opposites of them. And the only way I knew that by tracking. And these numbers rotate, and you have to rotate with them, working with the law average. And Eddie Tipton, I mean, like I say, he had his stuff. It was organized. He could not be playing all these different other rhythms and strategies, uh, trying to win, because he had his. Uh, 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 he started with pick 3, then he moved up to all the bigger games, from what I learned. And he had rigged the pick 3, but I guess he wasn't making enough money, and greed, got him, and a couple of other things. You're doing wrong for so long, it catch up with you. But he got 5 years or $100 million, I'm sure. He ain't suffering. I ain't saying nobody do that. I do this because I enjoy it. I know you ain't gonna get rich off of it unless you cheating like the way he did. But his strategy was one of working with the law average, because he had narrowed the numbers down, and that's what we do with the law average, to 200 numbers out of the thousands of numbers that you could play using a computer system, using software. And what he did a wheel on it. He had 4 certain numbers that he knew would come. So the other numbers he wheeled to hit that Iowa lottery and other state lotteries. He knew what the 4 were that he was playing. The other 2 he had to wheel. So there's no absolute strategy of knowing what's actually coming. You have to group the numbers to win. And that's what the pick 3 numbers are based. Pick 3 at a glance is based off of tracking and eliminating the numbers that came to see what and play the numbers that are left. And that's what Eddie Tipton did. He programmed his software to group all the numbers in a certain position, which was simple and easy, that he could look at a glance and know what numbers are left. So when he filled out his slips to winning, he would fill it in with the numbers that were left to play, and that's how he won that Illinois, not the Illinois, the Iowa Live for $16 million. But he got caught. Not cause they caught him cheating, and they caught him trying to turn in the winning ticket, and he went about it all backwards. Well, he had partners. Somebody screwed up, and he got caught up. But he still, but he did it for 10 years. So believe me, he got plenty of money. He did that for 10 years, and then it took him 4 years after they caught him to lock him up. So he did it all together for 15 years before they caught him. But he had a strategy, and he tried to make it seem like it was so difficult, his strategy, but it was a simple strategy. It's basically what we're doing here, working off the law average. But you have to play responsibly, be responsible. He had 3 times out of the year, knowing that the numbers have ran down to where he could pick the numbers. He had May, November, and December. And that's my best winning months are November and December, because I have tracked the numbers down to where I can see what numbers are left to play. Not saying you won't win all year. I win all year. But the thing is, my hardest hitting months are November and December. His was May, because that's halfway through the year. And by that time, halfway of the numbers are starting to show up where he needs to start playing or looking at deducting. Because he had to have a system set up at his home or warehouse somewhere, because he had to have a test place, because he couldn't be in that actual office running his software. He had to have some software at home to track them numbers and knowing if he didn't have the same exact equipment at home as he had on the job to track them numbers and know what numbers to play. He had the same exact software at home. He had to, or somewhere, if he didn't have it at home. And that's why where you used to could wait a year out to turn in your ticket. They learned that was a big mistake with Eddie Tipton. Now I think you got to turn it in within 180 days or something like that, because he had covered all his tracks by all that time. He had a syndicate going. He had people buying tickets and selling tickets and everything for him. Over 40, 50. They saying 40. It's probably more than that. Like I say, probably was billionaire now, and they ain't knowing it. Over the time he was doing all the different lotteries and all the people he had doing it for him. But I studied everything I could about him, and it boiled down to one thing: track the numbers and knowing what they're doing, and that's all he did. So, any other questions here? You should add 9-5 for the back pair. Has not hit in the last 471 days. 095. 095. Okay, 9-5 haven't hit. And that, you referring to Illinois, Steve? I don't know how I missed that, but I could have. You said 9-5 ain't hit at all since last year? Let me see. Unless I missed putting it in on one of my dates. Let's see what we got here, bro. Let's see what we got here. Hmm. You're right. I don't see it. I wonder what number I didn't put in that it didn't show that 9-5 hadn't hit. Unless I missed it in my tracking. Thank you. Okay, we add 9-5 in then. Thank you for that. That's what I'm saying. See what I'm saying? See why I wouldn't try to do this for a state? It hit 9-22-23. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that information. You get that off Lottery Post? That information? I heard you can do that on Lottery Post. Thank you. You get that off of Lottery Post, Steve? So you got your own Excel. Okay, so you can do that. You do that for every state, or you just happen to do that? You got that data for Illinois. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Good for you. Good. Great. I couldn't do that. I'm not Excel savvy and all that stuff. Glad to have you on here. Okay. All right. We have any other questions here? I'm probably going to. I need to have YouTube to pick up an audience here. So I'm basically going to stay on here and wait for more people to YouTube to pick up an audience for me. But if you guys don't have any other questions, I'm just going to be here sitting around and then waiting for people to come up with any questions concerning what we have here. But I appreciate everybody being here. But like I always say, BOPB, be organized, be patient, be persistent, stick with a budget. So if you, like I said, um, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, okay, yeah, it does take a lot of time, and individuals have to do their work to see it because they can see something I missed, just like that 9-5. I don't even know how. I don't know what number I could have missed it on, but evidently it's a number I probably didn't put in. Yeah, Pennsylvania. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Whatever state you got, because all the numbers run random. All of them are different. You don't know what's going to fall. You have to track. And if you have, like Steve have what he has and what I have, or, but you can do it just as good on my paper, on the workout paper. If you don't like miss a number or something or miss something. So that 9-5 on the back is a good one. Uh, and you see how long it takes for these front pairs and back pairs to hit. So that gives you an idea on playing. No, I wouldn't play all these states. And you line them up and hit them big, bang them big, and then you can reinvest and play how you want. What chart? What charts you looking at? What charts you looking at? William. Oh, William. Oh, hey, William, how you doing, buddy? Okay. You want me to show all of them, Will, or what you want me to show on the charts? Which one? You said, can you show your chart so I can screenshot it? Okay, this is strategy number two. It's enlarged. Okay, can you see it? Is it lined up for you to do it? It's enlarged. Strategy number two. Hey, I doing 11 a.m. Okay, okay, Steve. Can everybody see this to screenshot it? Will? Okay, you got it. Okay, I see. You see that? All right, now here's this one here. Make sure I got it lined up. Let's see, I can see it on my end here. Okay, and here's there's the front pair and back pairs. Oh, you're welcome, Renee. All right. Any other questions? I'll be just sitting here twiddling my fingers till people start bringing in the chat, asking questions about what I have up here too. So if you got something to do, go ahead and do it. I'll be here. Oh, you're so welcome, Will. I'm waiting for YouTube to find an audience to start to get this chat going more. So, and some people might not even know I'm on here. So when I see them pop up, I'll know that they're on here. So if you, so that's pretty much it for everybody's here. So I'm waiting on another class, I guess. I feel like a school teacher. Was a good rundown to do is the 111 rundown. The 1-1 rundown is the one that I show you. That's the best one using the Pick-3 at a glance. There's no other rundown that to me, all those rundowns are based off of trying to find what's coming in the next day or looking for patterns on them and stuff like that. But the 1-1 rundown applies to the Pick-3 at a glance workout. Are you familiar with the 1-1 rundown, William? Okay, well that's the only one I use. I don't use any other rundown because I can't get any information out of those as far as what's the best numbers to play unless I'm tracking all 1,000 numbers. And flipping and mirroring numbers are not going to get you there in my book. I add one all the times. Minus and one, you get the same thing. It's just backwards. Get the same exact numbers. Minus and one or add one if you do the rundown. Numbers just going to be backwards. They're going to run down backwards. That's how I figured it out. See, everybody used to do the minus one years ago. When I started trying to learn how to play Pick-3 and look for different strategies and rundowns and tic-tac-toes and date sums and grids. And to me, that was just too hard. An old guy, a friend of mine told me, Terry, if something is hard, that means you're doing something wrong. He said, life ain't meant to be hard. He said, it's meant to be easy. So ever since that, every time I get in a hard situation, I reevaluate what I'm doing wrong. That's all I can take. And it works for me. It works for me. And when I was doing that 1-1 minus one, I'm like, that don't make sense. And some say, add it and see if you get the same numbers. And ever since then, I was adding and I started to pick 30 class strategy from that. Or I would have never figured this out if I was doing the minus one today. I would have never figured it out. All right. Any more questions here? Yeah, that's a good question. Well, yeah, that minus one, I don't know. I don't know. Where everybody got their own different strategy, tic-tac-toe, date sums, root sums, and all that. the tic-tac-toe is used to try to find a number the next day. Let's see. It just shows you a bunch of numbers. Any of these show you a bunch of numbers, normally 10 or more. Like, let's see the 4-4. Let's do a tic-tac-toe. 4-4-8. And know some of them adding ones. And you're going to go in, and some of them you can do the 4-4-8 across here, down here. There's 1,000 different ways they make tic-tac-toes. So you or add numbers to it. And the main general purpose is to try to find out what numbers come the next day. There's no such animal. None. Zero. If you ain't including all 1,000 numbers, ain't nothing going to tell you too much or nothing with your strategies. Okay. So you add 1 to the 8, you get 9. 1 to 9, you're going to get 10, but you just use 0. 1 to 0, you get 1. 1 to 1, you're going to get 2 here. 1 to 2, you're going to get 3. And 1 to 3, you're going to get 4. So now you're going to take these numbers here, and it's on the tic-tac-toes, if you're familiar with that. And you're going to say, okay, a number that I can look at playing tomorrow is going to be 410. I can play the 249 and the 349. And another thing I could play, I can go down here this way, and I can play 4, 2, 3, 1, 4, 1, 4, 4, 0, 9, 8, 8. And then I can do the corners as they always do. I can do the 4, 8, 9. I can do the 901. I can do the 142. I can do the 2, 3, 4. Then I can crisscross, and I can do the 4-4. Well, the 4-4-8 we already got. I can crisscross here and do the 4-4-0. Is that right? Oh, my eyes. 3-4-0. Ain't that right? My eyes getting to me. I hate to say 3-4-0. Is that right? 3-4-0. Now I can, what is it? 3-4-0. Yeah. 3-4-0. We already got the 4-4-8, so you got that crisscross. Now, so you're going to choose one of these numbers. Let's say, what we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then they got other ways. They can go this way. They go this way with it. They do a number of different ways with these tic-tac-toes. Use the missing numbers. Oh, they got, like I said, they got a bunch of ways. Somebody asked me what workout I use. I use the 1-1-1 run workout. Well, run down. I don't do, yeah, that workout. The 1-1-1 workout. Yep, I use that. And you can use the missing number. Yeah, you can use any. You can, like I said, you got 1,000 different strategies here. Okay. But more than the strategy, what do you know about the numbers you're playing that you're going to get off of these strategies? If you don't know why you playing any of these, why would you play them? Because you think they're going to come the next day, and most of them don't think what they come the next day. The numbers are random. Because say here, the next day, the number 415 come out. Right here. but it ain't in none of these numbers that you played. Then they're gonna say, "Oh, there it is, right in front of our face. All we had to do was mirror this zero and make it a 5, or opposite zero, or mirror it. They call it mirror the opposite or sister the number. That's why they tell you you need to know mirrors and opposites and flips. Okay, that don't mean nothing, because you didn't know nothing. The reason why you didn't get this 415 because you didn't have enough to go off of to win it. If you don't know, if you don't know when the 4-1 front fail, the 5 or the 1-5 back fail, or in essence, it's the number you plan. If you don't know the last time the 4-1-5 failed, period, uh, if you don't know why you playing, the first thing you're gonna need to know is what column you playing it off of. Why you would be playing it. For me, why I would be playing it. Yeah. Uh, yeah. There's no rhyme or reason to these numbers or why they come in. Any number could come. My number is based off pairs and opposite numbers. Yeah, but triple fours only come once, 3 times out of a whole year. I wouldn't do no triples at all. I track triples for sure. Because triples you only get 3 out of a year, Renee. If that. 2023 Missouri evening draw, triple zeros only came 1 time for the whole year. On average, you only gonna get any number. Let me do you some these random numbers here that I just put up off of this tick for the whole year. If you played these numbers exactly what you like here, for the whole year you might get this one exact, that one exact like it is, and this one exact for the whole year. That's the law average. All right. When they don't really add up, a pair of numbers add up to something different. I think I'm missing what you're asking there. So a pair of numbers add up to something different. I don't know. Let me go here right quick, Will. Maybe I'm not getting exactly what you're saying. Pair of numbers add up to something different. No, it's not a thing that they add up to anything. It's that they opposite each other. I'll show you that what I'm talking about in a minute here. Pair of numbers. This next year, like I say, you might get these 3 out of the whole year. Exact. You might get these. Then year 3, you might get these 3 on average out of the whole year. So none of this means nothing if you don't know why you're playing them or have an idea why you're playing them. Now here, when we're talking about pairs, but I'm saying about pairs, it's not a matter of them adding up to anything different. It's a matter that you tracking them and knowing what they're doing. Pairs is not a matter of them adding up. What you're looking for, like this 01, if this 01 pair and knowing why you would be playing, if this 01 pair and this 5-6 pair don't play, it's because they exact opposite pairs of each other. Like this 5-5 and this 0-0 is opposite pairs of each other. This 1-1 and this 6-6 is that direct opposite pairs of each other. This 2-2 and this 7-7 is direct opposite pairs of each other. So if I find out, like last year when I hit the 044 and the triple nines, this 4-4 and this 9-9 pair hadn't failed for 3 months together. I'm looking at the actual pair. It is is hadn't failed together. So I picked them up. I picked them up, and I was playing the 4-4 wheel, and I was playing the 9-9, and I was playing the triple fours and the triple nines. Then that's why I played triples, because I knew they hadn't played. These two pairs hadn't played for the whole for 90 days. So when I hit the 044 came in first, and then I loaded up on triple nines too, because triple nines was in my bucket already to play. The 044 came the next one day, and then and the triple nines came the right day behind it. Triple and 25 is a pair. Yeah, it's a pair. But if the 25 pair ain't played here, then that'd be 07 pair, which would be here. If I see that this 25 pair and this 07 pair ain't filled, them the two pairs I'm looking at playing, because it's a 50-50 chance one of those pairs going to come in the following month. One of those pairs. Any number, any pair, and its opposite. Like this 05 pair, the opposite is 50. But I know that these are direct opposite. These are like, I would say, false pairs. Because a 0 is a 5 and a 5 is a 0. Okay? Like here's could be a false pair. This 1-6. If 1-6 don't come all a month, then that's a false pair, because a 1 is a 6 and 6 is a 1. A 2 is 7, 7 is a 2. A 3 is an 8 and 8 is a 3. So any number is opposite itself. Yep, definitely. I used to try to start all over. Seven is a 14 pair. 7 is a 14. Yeah, play end of year. Play those numbers that's left at the end of the year. Transfer them over to the new year. And William, 7 is a 14 pair, right? 7 is a 14 pair. Let's see. I don't know what you're looking at here. 7 is a 14 pair. 7 is a double team pair. I don't know where you're getting the 14 pair from. Pairs mean two numbers. Any two numbers is a pair, right? 7 is a pair by itself. 14 is a pair by itself. Now I see what you're saying. No, that's not a pair, sir. That's a sum. Remember when they say sums? Any two numbers like this. I'm going to show you the difference between sums and root sums, okay? So that's what you're trying to ask. I got you. I got what you're talking about. I got what you're talking about now, I think. Let's go here with that you just asked. See, and you might have heard somebody explain it that way. It's a lot of misinformation on YouTube when this comes to this PICK-3. Okay. Oh, you said Steve. No, that's not a pair. That's a sum from what I'm understanding. 7 plus 7, when you add them together, you get 14. That's a sum. Number sum. You can do that with any, you can do that with 1, 2, you can do that with 1, 2, 3. 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6, right? That's a sum, right? Now, 14, 7 plus 7 equals 14. That's a sum too. But a single number can be a sum, but here can be the root sum of this 14 would be 1 plus, would be a single number, would be 5. That's a root sum right there. See, that wouldn't be called pairs. That would be a sum. Is there a 14 on my chart? you're talking about the, I know which one you're talking about. This the one that you're talking about strategy number 2, right? Is this the one you're talking about? Yeah, there's a 14 right here. You talking about strategy number 2? No. No, that wouldn't be pair. That'd be sum if you add the numbers. Anytime you add, you accumulate trying to find a sum of a number, or a date sum, or a root sum. Yeah, that's 14 right here. And the opposite number of it would be 69, which is right here. See what I'm saying? All of this triangle represents all, I added it up, I'm thinking it's 2,710 pairs that can be tracked right here. That's why you always know what pairs to look at playing and not no sums and none of that stuff. Yeah, well, they call it mirrors, but people, reason why I'm kind of getting away from saying that mirror and stuff because people interchange mirrors and flips and mirrors and opposite and flips. They'll call a number a mirror when they mean a flip and actually be meaning it, and call a flip when they be talking about a mirror. So and I used to do that till I educated myself and learned better, so I could better explain. Since I was gonna get on YouTube, I want to make sure that I wasn't giving out misinformation. But that's why I'm not saying the using I'm trying I use that term mirror for the longest, but it's not productive. I use opposite number. These are opposite pairs. This number is exact opposite. This O3, the direct opposite pair of it is the 58. Because a 0 can be a 5, a 5 can be a 0, a 3 can be an 8, and 8 can be a 3. You see that? Correct. Correct. But most people don't know that, Will, some people that's got channels and been around a while, and they'll still, some people don't believe in mirrors. I don't use flips because I don't understand them. I don't know how to apply them. Yeah. Oh, that's right. It can be. But what's the purpose? That's all I can say. Tell me, can you explain me why a 0 could be a 3 and how I use that to win, to get in the winner circle? Where do I use it at? Anybody? How I can just arbitrarily flip a number and think that the only time they flip them most of the time is after the number that came in to say there it is. Can anybody tell me? But I can tell you that a 0 is a 5 and a 5 is a 0, and I can explain that and make sense out of it. I can't make sense out of telling you a 0 because if you use that in that 1 is a 4 and a 1 is a 8. If you use the flip, let me show you. I know exactly what I'm going to show you here. Show you what I'm talking about. Let's go 0. Oh, let me take this off here. Let's do this so we can solve that. Let's do this. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So we're going to do +3 on this number line, right? So 0 is a 3, like you say. Add 3 to this 1, you get 4, right? Add 3 to this 7, it's 2, you're going to get 5. Add 3 to the 3, you get 6, right? Am I doing this right? Let me do this right. I usually don't mess with these flips, but I'm at 3 to the 4, you get 9. Now I know what I got. I know what I got to do exactly different. I know what I got to do different here. I'm gonna do it this the way. I'm gonna do it because this way I know it'll come out. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Now Yeah, yeah, yeah. 8 is a 1 and a 1 is a 4. What I do with that? What do I do with that? How can I explain that? Why would they both be the same? How could they be the same? Okay, we're gonna do plus 3. So we got 3 here. We got 4. We got 5. We got 6. We got 7. We got 8. We got 9. 9, right? We got 10, which is a 0, right? 7 would be a 0. 3 to 8 is 11, but you're going to use the 1, right? And 3 to here, the 9 is a 12, and you use 2. Like I said, it's been a long time. How can I make sense out of 8 being a 1 and a 1 being an 8 and a 1 being a 4 and a 4 being a 1? How can I make sense out of that? How can I explain that to anybody? Where would I explain it? I can't. And anything I can't explain, I don't do. But I don't see how. But I can see how a 0 can be a 5 and a 5 can be a 0. 1 can be a 6 and 6 can be a 1. 2 can be a 7. 7 can be a 2. 3 can be a 8. 8 can be 3. 5 can be a 9. 9 can be a 5. I mean, no, a 9 can be a 4. I'm talking fast, you know. I'm getting too good, y'all. Getting too good. See what I'm saying? I can't explain that. I don't use that because it didn't make sense to me. Just like minus and the 1 didn't make sense to me. Instead of just adding the 1 and making it simple. I try to keep things simple. Keep it super simple. I try to keep things super simple. Because it was hard for me to learn in school. I had dyslexia, so it was hard for me to see numbers and read and all that stuff. I hated reading in school, but I know why. Then, as a kid, I didn't know why back then. It was it's no well yeah, it would be real simple if they had 200 numbers instead of 1,000 to hit. It's simple. It's not that simple, but you do have to track it. Math is not that simple for me. Math, period. I got barely made it through pre-algebra to get through college. But math has never been my strong point, and how I'm here teaching this is beyond me. But life life is good. Life is good. You just go with it and enjoy it. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy it. I love it. Because it's something I can do. I guess anybody loves doing something that they can know they feel comfortable in doing. Congratulations on that, Egypt. Congratulations. I done the same thing. I get those the four numbers. But with Powerball, all I do is I do pay Powerball. I play one ticket every draw. That's it. If it's for me, it's for me. And if it's not, it's not. I'm not gonna put a whole lot of money in none of them games. I don't play pick fours, pick fives, none of those. I don't do scratchers. I don't do none of that. Pick three is the game for me because it's trackable, teachable, doable, and I have profited from it. Okay, and I can when I like I'm talking to you now and we talk, I can explain why I'm doing it and how I'm doing it. But everything with all the other strategies, I can't do that. I can't do it because I'm not. It's not including all the 1,000 numbers. So I can't do that on pick four and pick five and pick sixes they got now going on. I can't do it, but I can explain pick three and I win pick three. But maybe better luck next time on Powerball. Hey, like I say, I just put my name in the hat. If they happen to pull my name out one day, that'll that'll be the day. I probably, it sounds crazy, but you might not. I still probably be teaching people how to play pick three. I would. I'm retired. Be sitting here being bored, but I ain't too bored now. I got grandkids I'm living with now. Ever since I had my eye surgery, I got my grandkids here with me, and we have a beautiful time. Egypt, they taking time. They're about the same. Um, I just got to get with my doctor a little more. Yeah, they're about the same. They just a little watery, but it was. Thank you for asking. How often should see? It depends on how your numbers run. It's not how often; it's how you play the game. It depends. See what happening in Illinois with my numbers not going to be happening with your numbers and single draw number states. But you'll be able to see it as you tracking and build your bucket set your strategy up on your numbers, and those numbers going to be different from midday to evening. They're going to be different every year. See what I'm saying? And definitely if a column ain't hit in 90 days, it could take 90 days. But that's why you ain't playing 10 and 20 numbers or 15 different numbers. You ain't trying to rush it. Let the numbers hit you. Let that pattern build up to you. Watch and see what's going on. I've already played triple eights for 30 days when I picked them up. I'm gonna play them this month, but if they don't come this month, I'm going back to my strategy of waiting till the end of the year. I don't care what happened. I'll see how many hit for the end of the year, if any or none. You'll learn how to back off your them numbers if they ain't hitting right, because you'll see how your numbers are falling in your state. None of them gonna fall the same. So what's going on in Illinois would not be applicable what's going on you, but on average, 30 days out on it, 60, 30, 60, 60 days out on any number, that 90 days should be coming in. Did you get that? Yeah. It could be 90 days. I mean, watching. I don't wait till 90 days to play, but I'm watching. You can yeah, that is too long. But what are you doing in between? What are you doing in between? Tell me how, it might not be that, but I'm just saying you watch it. It don't take me 90 days to hit. But my big hit will be with that 90-day one that I've been waiting on. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, winning? Okay. All right. Well, good. I mean, like I said, I got the receipts I win on too. So, I mean, everybody winning, and if they're not showing receipts, I can only go by what they say. No, I watch your feet. I don't watch your mouth. I won three, four times last month. I got the receipts to show it. That's why I'm saying don't take 90 days. It take 90 days of tracking for the numbers to start lining up where you can win, but it don't take 90 days to win. Depends on, like anything else, it's how you apply yourself to it. If you are tracking every day like you're supposed to, depends on how much you play and your frequency of playing, depends on the individual. But no, it don't take that long. It don't take 90 days to hit. I'm just saying that's when you start looking for your numbers outwards. You know what I'm saying, Will? But I mean, but you don't want to just be playing to be playing. Yeah, 90 days. Look. The longer them numbers that I'm tracking take, I'm licking my chops, buddy. 90 days, my mouth watering. Cause I know I'm gonna roll them numbers, buddy. Yeah, I wanted to take 90 days. I'm looking for a 90-day column. I ain't mad because no number take out no 90 days. I ain't mad at all. Longer the better for me. It'll take a year. I've hit numbers big on the very last day of the year because it took the very last day of the year for that number to come out. But was I playing it? No, I was tracking it. I was tracking something. Sometimes middle of the year. I was tracking. I know what I was playing. 897, Illinois. Is that what you're saying? Okay. That was midday number. But like I said, I don't really do a lot with midday. I don't track midday until maybe come up with some idea what number I might play midday. And I won the 797 midday, but I just be playing with midday. I don't try to track it like I do evenings. And I hit the 5-5, 5-5 front. See, 5-5 front and 5-5 back was falling frequently in Illinois. I seen that. And I hit that way. See, tracking, you're going to have different strategies that you're going to build up. But yeah, just track. It needs a 24 pair. Well, okay, from what I'm seeing on evenings, now I don't know if you're talking about midday, 24 pair came out last month. It looks to me it needs a 13 and 23 pair for evenings now I'm talking about. I don't when I say pairs, I'm not talking about midday and evenings because I'm not tracking like that. I only specify on evenings. You know, anything I got underlined here is the pairs that I'm looking at. 13, 23, the '04 definitely pair that didn't fall last month. Now I know what I'm looking at. I already know that this number didn't fall in 30 days. See what I'm saying? Okay, yeah. All right. 897. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Renee. So they would do a rundown on that 897 and try to tell you what's going to come evening. And then it don't work like that. Okay, a 7-8 pair. Yeah. Pairs can, front and back pair. Pairs with a 7-8 pair, 60 days. Okay. And then you will it like the 780, 781, 782, 783 on down. Um, let's see. And I would uh, run it, run it depending on how you want to play straight box, or I just run it box like that. The 7-8 pair. Yeah, run the line like that. Or if you play the front pair and back pair of it, I'd run that 7-8 front, 8-7 front, 7-8 back, and 8-7 back, front back. All four ways it can come if you can do the front pair and back pair. And then if it comes in either way, I got it that way. Other than the split pair, and they'll do that on you. I wish they had kept. I wish we had that split pair. Really, that split pair is a good one. They taking that away because it is a good. You can hit good on that if you know how to play it right. We never did get it in St. Louis, and we don't have it here in Illinois because it's too easy. But and then I would load up on whatever number, like if I wanted to play 788 or 787, whatever number I would see on the triple. I mean, not the triple, but on the single or the triple or well, not the triple, but the single or the double, and I would play that like that. That way, I'll get that 7-8 pair either way it comes. Okay, run the line. 7-8 pair run the line. You'd run it 780, 781, 782. Oh, wait, what am I doing? 782, 783, 784, 785, 786, 787, 788, 789. So you're running it from 0 to 9. But also, if I got a pair that's been out and I don't want to do a wheel on it, I do it this way. I do the 7-8 front. If you can play front pair and back pair, I do the 8-7 back. Then I do the 8-7 front. And the 7-8 back. Yeah, yeah. This way I would do it. So anything, if they don't split pair it on you, because they could do 7-8 and split that pair on you, or do 8-7, and they'll split it. They'll bring. See, that's why I said I used to kill them. That just would be $3. And any way that 7-8 comes, instead of doing this wheel here, I'll catch them, and then I would take this money off of the doing this here and run this whole pair 50-cent box or straight box, reinvest it right back into that 7-8 because I know that pair hadn't been out for a whole 60 days. Did you get that? Did you get that? Hadn't been out for a whole 60 days. I'll straight box it. Then by that time, I might know which one I want to play and how I want to play it if it's been 60 days and I've been tracking. Because if I know this 7-8 hadn't failed, even though it's a front, ain't failed in 60 to 90 days, I'm going to definitely play it like this. Or if I know that 8-7 hadn't failed on the back, I'm going to play it as 087. I'm going to definitely invest in that number because I know how to invest in my numbers. But it's okay. But it's good to know, J Snap. It's good to know about them though. It's good to track them though, because if you want to play it, you still want to play it. Know how to play it. If you want to play the PICK-3 number on it, like I say, you still want to track that front and back pair. We definitely want to do that. Go back. I went back 2 years, Egypt. But you won't have to go back that far. Go back a year. You go. I went back a year. I went back a year. But you can get a PICK-3. It's called PICK-3 app. It's a PICK-3 app. I'm gonna show you something. If you do the 111, it does the work for you. I didn't have that when I started. Let me get this. Let me show you this app. PICK-3 rundown app. You download it to your phone. Okay. If you can see it, I'm pretty sure you will be able to see it. It's going to take you a little time to see what numbers are left. phones are acting crazy. Let's see if we can see this. Come on, phone. Okay, it's this little app here called PICK-3 Rundown Apps. You can download it to your phone, and you just, this is a little lime color. You tap it, it comes up. Now it has all the rundowns on it that people use. All these different rundowns to try to find the numbers that's going to come the next day. And they do a rundown on it to get 10 numbers like this and try to guess what number's going to come next day. You know? If it's working for you, it's working for you. That's all I can say. But I say it's luck, and luck runs out. Now, any winning number that comes in for the day, let's say I'll use the example for the 448 that came in today, Illinois evening draw. You put the winning number in here in the circles, and you're going to do 448. And you're going to hit the 111 rundown. That's the one we use, okay? Right? You hit any other rundowns, you're going to get different 10 numbers. You get the 111 rundown, and here's the numbers. And remember, I told you that it was going to be the 004 was going to be the column that the number comes under. See here? There's that 004 right there. And you go to column 004, you go down, and you'll find the winning number that came in the day, and you mark it off the column. It's called PICK-3 Rundowns. Hi, Studio. How you been? PICK-3 Rundowns. It's an amazing app. That rundown I did for you, you see how fast it just did it do any rundown. And it's got all these, you got, like I said, you got the 999 rundown. Can you imagine taking a 3 number and had to add 9 to each one of those numbers all the way down like this? Let me show you. And come out with a number, and all that work when all you got to do is track the number and be done. 999. And let's say the 448. The more add, I get a headache if I do this much adding. I get a headache. Add the 9 to the 4. What's that, 13? 9 to 4 is 13. You don't use the 1, you use the 3. Then I got to add a 9 to the 3. That's going to give me 12, right? You don't use 1, that give you a 2. And then you add the 9 to the 2, that give you a 1. And then you add then that gives you 10. You don't use that, you get a 0, right? That one is going to be 0. Then you add 9 to 0, you get the 9. And then you add, I'm going to just do one of these columns because my brain ain't going to last that long. You add the 9 to the, wait a minute, is that right? So you do the 999. No, we got to get to the back to the 4, I guess. You add 9 to the 9 is 18, right? You don't use the 1, you use the 8. That's 8, right? Dang. I'm thinking I'm adding this right, y'all, because I get a headache doing this. And that's a rundown. And you had the 9, if you was doing it on paper instead of this calculator, you had 9 to 8, was that 17? Am I adding this right? 9 to 8 is 17, you do a 7. You had 9 to the 17, you're going to get a 6, right? Is that right? Am I adding right? My brain's tripping. No, that's going to be, wait a minute, 18. 9 is 18. You add a 9 to that, 9 to 9, and you get an 8. 9 to 7, going to be 16. Is that right? Oh, I don't know. Let me see what numbers you would get doing that 9. Let me see what crazy numbers you're going to get. I'll just use this thing. I ain't burning my brain up like that. Okay, and so I clear it and do the 99 on the 4 and see what crazy numbers you come up with. I'm going to do the 999. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Let me clear this thing again. I'm looking for the 448 to do it and do the 99. And we're going to do the 999 rundown, right? And do the 999 rundown. Let's see if I was on track. These are the numbers you're going to come up with. And you're supposed to know which one of these numbers going to come the next day. And it looked like it gives you all, I don't know where I was at. Well, I started off right with the 3, didn't I? And this would have been another 3, right? And this would have been 7. Okay. And then the next one would have been a 2. Yeah, I would have did the 2. I did the 2 right. Let's see if I did that. I did the 1 right. I did the 0 right. I was adding right, wasn't I? I did the 9 right. I did the 8 right again. I was adding right. My brain was working right. I did the 7 right. Then the next one would have been a 6. And then it would have been a 5. And that's the end of it. See, that don't make sense. How you track stuff like that? you see, yeah. Yeah. That don't make sense, man. Man, why would you put yourself through that? To try to win, and all you're going to get is 10 numbers that you ain't going to know nothing about anyway. We make this stuff harder than it need to be. If everybody track the actual 1,000 numbers, find a compatible strategy or system that I'm using, you're going to be off 100% better. That's possible, but like I said, I got receipts showing I'm winning. That's all I can tell you. On this channel and for Illinois, I ain't winning for all states because I know I couldn't do it. But like you said, that it just like I say, math ain't for me. Period. You was 100% right. Will you? I wish I could find a magical formula that worked one time for every number. That'd be good for me, but there ain't no such animal. But see, you have to go through the same thing if you use this 973 or this 77. Or if it wasn't for this calculator, if it wasn't for this, I wouldn't be doing this. And if I hadn't came up with my own strategy because I got tired of losing, I wouldn't be doing that neither. That's pretty much no. It ain't math. It's definitely not for me. You ain't getting no argument on me for that. That's why I do 1 + 1 is 2. Over that, I'm through. 1 + 1 is 2. Other than that, I'm through. Now, I can do percentages pretty well in my head. But calculus, algebra, and all that, no way. Okay, any other questions on here? But that's it, you guys. Listen there. Look, he does it all for you. And you just go back, find a column, mark it off, and then eliminate. I'm telling you. No, it ain't for me. 2 things I don't like is math and cold weather. Those 2 I could do without for a lifetime. I can, I don't know about everybody else. Any other questions or anything? That's good discussion going. Okay, thank you. It is fun, man. I love what I do, Will. I love doing this. I love sharing what I got. Because I know people gonna get in the winners. People sending me receipts. One guy just sent me a receipt for $1,500 he just won. I posted that. Another guy did he won $500 the next day. These people ain't playing. Man, I got people out here winning, man. Because they tracking the actual numbers. They ain't doing all this after the fact stuff. Track the actual number. We foresight, not hindsight. That's the only way you're going to get it. Not hindsight. You got to do foresight. And only foresight you're going to do is tracking the 1,000 numbers. The actual 1,000 numbers. That's what Eddie Tipton did. You think he did all this and won all that money? His strategy was simple, but he wasn't using all these different other formulas. His formula was simple. All he did was use the law average. He had 4 numbers that he knew he could put in place. And then the other 200 numbers that was left, because he spent like $200 a day till he hit. And the other 2 numbers that was left, 200 numbers was left, he knew how to play them. He had 4 numbers that were left. Let me see something here. I'm going to show you the numbers he actually played that he won the Illinois lottery with. That he actually won the hour, not Illinois, the hour when he cheated. You might have seen it. I posted it earlier. Let's see if it's on this one. I'm going to have to go to, I posted it. I'm going to let y'all see it. I'm going to go to my channel. I'm going to go to my channel and let y'all see it. So y'all can see it, what I posted here. Go back to this one here. Go here. And I'll go here. So you probably have seen it if you've been to the channel. It's the last post I made. Oh, no, it ain't. Let's see here. It's this one here. These lottery numbers. See if you can see that. I don't know. You might not be able to see it. These are the numbers that he won off the Illinois lottery.
03, 12, 16, 26, 33. 03, 12, 16, 25, 35. And the hot balls are 11.
Let's see.
Clampton and Con, make that money, y'all. Peace of love. God bless. And if you tracking, you'll soon be packing to the lucky town. OPPP. Be organized, be patient, be persistent, and stick with a budget.
But the numbers were here. These was his base numbers that was organized. This 03, this 12, this 16, and he had the ball number was 11. But the other 2 numbers, let's see. Yeah, the other 2 numbers here. Let's see, come on, let's say it again.
Anybody tell me the history behind these lottery numbers?
26 and 33. And the other 2 were, they got it.
They are 03, 12, 16, 26, 33. 03, 12, 16, 25, 35. And the hot balls are 11.
Okay.
Clampton and Cup.
So see what he did? This is the actual Eddie Tipton's winning ticket for $16 million that he cheated on. That's the history of that ticket. Okay? See what he did? He knew 1, 2, 3 of the numbers consistent, what they would be, and how what he wanted this wild ball, or what they call it, the hot ball, to be. So all he had to do, once he narrowed it down to 200 numbers, all he had to do was add these numbers here. Right here. He didn't have to worry about these because he knew what these was going to be by tracking them down. And how he had the computer set up. Oh, where he was playing them, pretty much. You mean playing to win? Or how long was he playing the numbers for? Let me think. Let me go back and remember what he played them numbers for. Because the day he played them, he won. It wasn't a matter how long he played the numbers. It was the month, probably that month, because he played it. He played the numbers in May and won. Okay, so he knew in May to play those numbers. So I believe he played those numbers for the whole month of May because he knew they was coming because he had narrowed them down. And then his last, like I said, way I'm tracking, he tracked them, and his best month that May in the middle of the year, May, June, he about knew that number would be coming out. Then, because I say he probably had a computer system set up at home or warehouse or something. Then November and December was the last two big months he hit and won on. He won that 16 million in December the 29th. See what I'm saying? So he played that whole month till the number hit because he had the combination. He just had to wait for him to hit. That's what he did. And he was playing, from what I understand, but all the money he had, he was playing something like $200 a day. Him and his brother and his buddy. They're playing something like $200 a day. But it's okay if you're playing $200 a day if you know you're going to hit 16 million, right? But he had one option that we don't have. He could set the numbers up and know what was going on. He set these up to hit. All he didn't know, because all the numbers are random, so that's why he had to narrow them down to these numbers right here. And that's what I've been studying about him. I'm a student of him because he set it up and he won and he rigged it. Now, we ain't rigging it, but we definitely playing it. And we ain't had the option that he got. But yeah, he played each month. He played for that whole month, something like $200 a day till they came in. That ain't no money. When you're already sitting on $1 million. His brother had already won $1 million and 500,000. Eddie Tipton. It's an easy name. Eddie Tipton. Yeah, I studied him. I studied everything I could on him when I say he won it. And that's all he did. See how simple that was? He knew these numbers here. The 0, the 12, the 16, and 11. So all he had to do was put the combination together for these two here. Working with the law average. Just look him up on YouTube. And you can go to Eddie Tipton story. I got one upload of him on my channel. But I was a student of his because I knew it had to be a better way. And I said, okay, this man had cheated. And he makes it look hard, but what he did was simple, working with the law average. He already placed it in the place with numbers he knew was gonna come. So they random. So he narrowed it down to the last 200 numbers, which was right these last two columns here, and he played them for a month until they hit. He played till they hit. That's all we doing, working with the law average. We tracking, the only thing we doing different than him. We can't put no numbers in place, but we can see what numbers are lining up. That's all we doing, just like him. And the thing about it, the media can cover up, the matrix, something else. They cover up everything they want to cover up. That's why you just can't go by the media, because media is something else. This didn't even go viral. You rarely hear anything about it on the news. Anything about this man doing what he did. And in some YouTube sessions, they don't even have the comments turned on. Hey, yeah, because they don't want everybody to know about this. They don't want everybody to know about this. So certain people are being paid not to show this, but I got it. See that? That's the actual ticket he won the hour, won $16 million on. The actual ticket. This the winning ticket numbers. December 29, 2011. And he didn't get busted for 10 years doing this. And you think he didn't have $200 to play till he hit that 16 million? He did 10 years, took him 15 years to catch him before he went to jail. And he was the one writing the programs for the lottery. And you think that man ain't filthy, stinking rich? And they had nerve enough to say in court, they want to make sure that he don't profit from it by not having movie rights and all that. He don't need no movie rights. He got rights. He can buy him a whole country if you want to with the money he made. All right. Anybody else? Any other questions? Any other questions? Anybody I miss? You might have to put it in again. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, this is it. Count the actual 1,000 numbers. Because I can't count them for your state. Oh, you was doing it for me, Will. Oh, you was helping me out. I didn't see that, buddy. I can't look and do everything. Yeah, I can't do that. Appreciate you though. Appreciate you, buddy. You was adding for me. Like I said, I got dyslexia. My eyes are giving me issues now, so I really got issues. Hmm. Okay. Any other? I'm just gonna be sitting here for a minute, y'all, till people start joining the chat. If it take, I might be here hours, so sitting here. If you want to ask questions or you just want to sit and watch and see what's going on, you're more than happy. But more than happy. But I'm waiting for YouTube to increase my audience for me. And it looks like the only way you can get your audience to grow is stay on your live as long as you can. I guess I don't know. And I don't to get your audience built up. You know, but I accomplished something that most people haven't accomplished in YouTube. I did accomplish being a YouTube partner, and they say only 6 out of 100 people ever make it to being a YouTube partner, getting 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. And man, I thought I was gonna never. It took me a year. It took me a year to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, and that's putting the pedal to the metal. I thought at that time, because I was doing 1 hour videos. I was doing 1 hour videos every day. I know for 6 months, and I still didn't reach no 4,000 subscribers. I mean, no 4,000 watch hour and 1,000 subscribers. I had to do 2 1 hour videos every day to even get close to getting that. So this is the effort that people put into these channels, everybody, to bring you out good information and things like that, even with the PICK-3 or whatever information you get. It's a lot of work. A lot of this work I wouldn't even dare try to do for a channel. PICK-3 is simple, easy, kind of easy to do and run a channel. But I wouldn't, man, it's a lot of work, a lot of work. Because you got to edit it and all those different things on a lot of stuff. And I don't know how to edit today. Probably don't need to edit because I'm live and live in color. What you see is what you get. I ain't edit that. I edit. I don't curse. I don't do none of that crazy stuff that I would have to edit out. Some errors I make, if I make an error, I can correct in the video. And at this point, I got 18, probably going on 2,000 videos pretty much soon, probably. So if you don't catch it out of that, what I did or say it wrong, I don't think you're trying that hard. But yeah. But well, he cheated the hour lottery out of millions of dollars in other states. That's what he did wrong. He got 5 years in prison for $100 million. That ain't bad time. That's what he did wrong. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that's what he did wrong. But he was 52. He got out at 56, and he probably somewhere living on an island right now. I believe. Probably no, because he ain't got no other way to make no income. And then he already had a felony when they hired him to be super security over the hour lottery. So how that happened? Hey, but it ain't what you know, it's who you know. That's what I learned in life. How they let that man already have a felony for the same crime that he had just committed. So look, more people in that than one, believe me. A lot of folks would make money on that deal. He just took the fall for it. So yeah, a lot of it can be rigged. It can be rigged right now for all we know. For all we know. But yep. Mm-hmm. All right, family. I'm just gonna sit here. Y'all can come back or go if you want, but I'm gonna sit here till we start getting some. Till I see some more people lining up. I think we got 7 on here now, but um, I'll be you know, just waiting on them to line up for some more people to come. And nice seeing you good again, Studio Brown. You've been on here a long time. It's been a while since you've been on here. I haven't seen you. You must been busy. You busy at work? I thought you figured out by now on this. Since as long as you've been with me. I'm glad to see you. Happy New Year. Anybody else? Any other questions? Anything about Pick 3 that I can explain? Like I say, I explain all this, but I don't do all this. I want to explain and make sure you're getting it right. So, especially when you're following me, that you're equipped with the right information and not disinformation. Because that's the only way we can all get in the winner circle, realizing that everybody's state number is going to run different. And you have to be patient and track these numbers down. And when you hit them and they line up right and you see the law average working in them and you hit them hard, you'll be okay. You'll hit them hard. But you got to realize you got to work with the law average and wait the numbers out, um, and know why you won when you won and know how you why you missed when you missed. That's the way to win. Because I know what you're going through. I've been there. Yeah, I've been there. I wouldn't. I didn't like to know what number came out to the next day. Because people that played the lottery with me, they make sure don't tell Terry what number come out. Because that I didn't want to lose my money till the next day. I didn't want to lose my money all in the same day. Yeah, but it's fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy Pick 3. I don't mess with the rest of them. Like I said though, Pick 4s, Pick 5s, scratches, none of that. Pick 3 I can track. I can monitor. And I know that it's the law average that I got to work with. I got something that I'm working with, not just in the blind. I got something that I'm working with. All right. Anybody else? I'm just gonna be sitting here waiting on YouTube to build my audience up, and then I'll be uploading this video, even though it's a live. I upload all my lives. I upload all of them. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We just joined the live. Basically, what we're covering is sums explained, date sums explained, mirrors explained, tic tac toes, root sums, workouts and rundowns. Any questions that you have about the any of those, and pretty much what the pick three of the clan strategy is about. To get into the winner circle. So if you're new and you have any questions, thank you for the thumbs up, everybody, too. Appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, look like we got 8 on and got 8 thumbs up. Just double tap the screen. That's something I found out not too long ago. All you gotta do is double tap the screen and a thumbs up will come on. And if you like, subscribe. I'm telling you, at this Picture at Glance channel, you get the truth, and nothing but the truth. That's the only thing that'll get us into the winner circle. Hey, Pick and Play, how you doing? Glad to see you. Glad to have you with us. You just joining us. I've been on since 11 o'clock. I think, yeah, 11 o'clock. I know 11. Did you not get a notice? Where do you join? First, you start by tracking the numbers. Thank you, Pick and Play. And your journey, you want to start tracking the actual numbers. You need a tracking system like the Picture at a Glance strategy. And this Picture at a Glance strategy, and where you start, I don't know if you're talking about, you start Fresh Fitness start from January 2023 with the Picture at a Glance strategy, eliminating the numbers that has come in for 2023, transfer those numbers over to 2020. I'm sorry, 2024, not 2023, and transfer them over. And any numbers that haven't played, working with the law average, those are numbers you're looking at playing in 2025. See here? If you've been following me, this is the workout sheets that I use. I took 22 numbers. On the singles, I took 12 numbers. Did the 1-1 rundown on these, and that gave me 12 columns, and it represents 720 of those 1,000 numbers that you'll be looking at on these 12 columns once you start tracking. And if you're familiar with that, you ain't got to do this strategy 2 and 3 right now. Then you go and do the 10 numbers here. On the doubles and the triples. And you eliminate all the numbers that fill in, just like I did do. As you go back and look at the videos, I eliminate numbers. Once I eliminate the numbers, and you have to do this for a year's summary, a summary sheet. What's ever left for now, don't do midday and evening on the same sheet. If you're going to do midday, do midday. If you're going to do evening, do evening. They have to be separate because you're working with the law average. Okay? Like that. And see, any state I move into, or like I moved over here to Illinois, I had to go back and get the appropriate data to track to win. So I know exactly what the numbers are doing and how I'm going to play. So when I came over to Illinois, I had to go back for the January. I got over here in about June, July. I had to go back and collect all the data and eliminate all the numbers that have played so I know what numbers to start picking up to play. I did that for the singles. And this works for all states. And I did that for the doubles. And once I realize what all the doubles have played, then I set my strategy up to track the ones that haven't played to win. Okay? That's pretty much how that works there. That's where you start. That's how I had to start all over when I thought I knew that knew what I needed to do um, years ago. I had to start all over from scratch. I had to throw out everything I thought I knew to win, to start winning, to become a bigger and better winner. That's what I had to do. Yep, tracking the numbers. That way you're going to see what's going on with them. There's no other way to know what's going on with them. Thank you for your comment. Appreciate your support. Anybody else? We're kind of just sitting here trying to see the algorithm pick up an audience for me here. So nice having you pick and play. You had hot numbers for Illinois? Okay. You had to go back for Pennsylvania, go back to January of 2024 and track the numbers and eliminate them. Yeah, midday. Just do midday. Do midday separate from evening. Because all those numbers run different. Midday numbers run different from evening numbers. Evening numbers run different from midday numbers. So you have to know what numbers haven't failed, the difference between the two. You can't, on the sheet, you don't want to do them both because that wouldn't give you the law average in that manner. Instead of looking for the law average on 1,000 numbers, you'd be looking on the law average for 2,000 numbers. So that's why you got to separate midday from evening. Okay, all right, no problem. Eliminating the numbers. Okay. Were you on here when I was talking about the app too? The app. Let me show you this app here. Oh, let's see. This. Where is it at? Hold on a minute. You might want to get this app right here. PICK-3 Rundown app. Were you on here when I was talking about this app, Fresh Fitness? You wasn't? Okay, you want to download this app on your phone. And it's gonna come, it's PICK-3 Rundown. And workouts, I think it says. I've been having this a while. And you're gonna tap here. And whatever one, oh, where'd that pick for? Let me go back here. How to get on PICK-4s? Let me see something here. Okay, and we only dealing with PICK-3s. For whatever the winning number that comes in, you're going to enter that into this app, okay? So in Illinois, it was the 448. So tap the circle, I enter 448, okay? Now, I'm going to tap the 111 rundown because that's the one I'm using. and it's going to give me all the numbers to that rundown for the 448. And what I'm looking for on that 448, what column this 448 would be under my workout sheet. And I'm going to do the 111 rundown physically so you can see how it works. On the 448, I'm going to do the rundown on it. And here we go. The 111. You add 1 to each of the winning numbers that came in. And we're going to just count straight, add 1 to the 4. Are you familiar with the 111 rundown of Fresh Fitness? Oh, wow. Wow. Right. You familiar with the 111 rundown? Yeah. Yeah. But the number's still random. Okay, because it works with the picture strategy. It's easable and it makes sense. All the other rundowns, they don't apply to what I have to offer, and I'll show you why. At 1 to the 4, you get 5. 1 to 5, and it's easy to add. 1 plus 1 here makes 2. At 4, and like I say, 1 plus 2 other than that is too confusing for me. So 1 plus 4 is 5, and 1 to 5 is 6, 1 to 6 is 7, 1 to 7 is 8, 1 to 8 is 9, 1 to 9 is 10, but you just use a 0. 1 to 0 is 1, 1 to 1 is 2, 1 to 2 is 3. Draw a line, 1 to 3 is 4. Then here, you had the same thing. You're going to count straight down because these are count straight down. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 3. And the next one, you add down to the 8. You're going to add 1 to 8. You get 9. 9 again. You're going to get to 0 is 10, but you're going to just do. Then you add 1 to 0. You're going to get 1. 1 to 1, you get 2. 1 to 2, you get 3. 1 to 3, you get 4. 1 to 4, you get 5. 1 to 5, you get 6. 1 to 6, you get 7. And 1 to 7, oops, I didn't do the 4 here. And 1 to 7, you get 8. Okay? So here on the 111 rundown, you got the same numbers, but I only did it physically. See here? You got the 5, you have the 5, 5, you have the 5, 5, 9. You have the 6, 6, 0. You have the 7, 7, 1. You got the 8, 8, 2. You got the 9, 9, 3. You have the 0, 0, 4. You have the 1, 1, 5. You got the 2, 2, 6. And the 3, 3, 7. And where you get this in a matter of seconds, it took me about a minute or so to get this. Yeah. You see there? Right. Now, after that, you want to see the winning number that came in, like I said, when I did it physically, what column would it come under? And you only, when you do the rundown, all the base numbers are going to be under, don't have zeros in them. And all you're going to look for is which, and you'll memorize them in a minute, and you'll be able, it wouldn't take you about a second, and you'll be able to memorize it, and you automatically what column, because and it's got zeros, I automatically know that the 004 is going to be the column right here. So I'll go to my sheet like I did today, to my doubles. And find a 004 column. Go down it, and here is the 448. Okay? Yeah, that's the process. And what you would do, starting in January, using that app, eliminating the numbers on a sheet, just one summary, and you would start eliminating them, like I did here for the whole year, and see what numbers are left for your state. And any number state left, you're gonna transfer them over to the next year, and that starts giving you numbers to look at to play off the gate. You ain't gonna be starting all over, because I used to start all over, and I realized that the numbers that hadn't filled out the previous year by tracking was the numbers that was coming out the next year. Yeah, that '04 is due. Yeah, and you could add that to your bucket list, but play responsibly. The numbers I'm on, those eights and the triple eights. Thank you, Pick and Play. The eights and those triple eights. That's what I'm on over here right now. But if they don't fall by the end of the month, then I'm gonna back off of them, because I know the law average of them coming out is slim and none at this time. I already knew that they were going to be a possibility of them not coming out, but it was a good chance of them coming also, by those eights not falling. Front pair and the back pair hadn't failed. Eight pair hadn't failed for the whole year, and the back pair only failed once for the whole year since January, and that's how I hit the 884 and the 885. Yeah, you trust the process. Oh, thank you, Pick and Play. Glad to have you with us. Glad to have you with us. But yeah, um, tracking is the key. Trust the process, as Pick and Play say. Trust the process. You're gonna see a whole lot more tracking than you're gonna see on a tic tac toe, a date sum, a grid, a flipping mirror. Now, if it's working for you and you think it's applicable, fine. But that's going to be more based on a strategy of luck than more of a strategy of knowing. See, I know that AA front and that AA back ain't played all year, hadn't played all year. So that's why at the end of the year I picked it up to play and win. But you'll be winning throughout the year. But the best, the where you'll see the numbers lining up better and hitting better is toward the end of the year. Yeah, yeah. Any other questions? Thank you, everybody. We're gonna be just here waiting on people, the algorithm, to pick up our audience for the live. Any other questions? Anybody on here? You can, ask any questions you like, because I'm easy to get along with, and especially when I have something to offer that I know is going to be beneficial and truthful, and I can answer any questions that you have about Pick-3, any, and try to break it down as simple as I can to make sure that you get in the winner circle. That's what the Pick-3 at a glance is all about. Yeah, I want everybody to get in the winner circle. How did you create this summary sheet? Um, how did I create it? I don't know. I knew it had to be a better way, and I just played with numbers, And I did this sheet here before I even know what I was doing. I had read a lot of books, a lot of stuff. I had a lot of stuff. And I said, well, I had to come up with my own sheet, my own workout system that makes sense. Everything really didn't make sense to me. It was too complicated. So I just did this here with the 1-1 rundown to see if I did the strategy I just showed you and find all 1,000 numbers in it in the combinations. Because see, all these numbers come 6 different ways in the singles. So whatever way that number would come, could I find it on one of these columns? And I could. So that would gave me the 12 numbers, and I had to keep using numbers and running them down until I figured out what numbers was on what columns. It was work. This was a worksheet. This was work to come up with. But I was able to wanting to do it because I wanted my own way of winning. And then I came up with the 12 columns, knowing that combined they equal 720 of the 1,000 numbers at a glance. I always know what number and what column the numbers didn't fall off of. So that gave me an edge right there. So if a column hadn't hit in 3 months, that's where I was going to go get my 10 numbers from. Because instead of 10 numbers, I had 60 numbers I was looking at. And if I wanted to play, I'm going to play these 6 numbers. And I knew what was going on with that column. I knew if the opposite number, the 018, and all these columns opposite each other, and if 563 hadn't failed, then I would be playing those a little heavier, plus playing these straight boxes if I know that this column ain't hit in 60 to 90 days. And it can take 60 to 90 days for a column not to hit. But that's why it's good for me, because I'm tracking. This is for the whole year. This summary sheet is for the whole year. Now I do a sheet like this each month, from month to month. This sheet here, I took the 1 monthly sheet and did it for the whole year. Then I have a sheet for 2024. Then I'll have one for 2025 that's going to be a summary sheet for the whole year that I'll be tracking for the whole year. For at the end of the year, I can go to my summary sheet and automatically what numbers then fall off of the columns. It's an app that would depend on your state. Illinois have its own app. I think it's another app called it's one out there you can play all states, but I don't mess with that because I think I just want to deal with the state. Is more likely for them not to go broke. If they do go broke, the government will bail them out. But Bet Any Sports, I think the name of it, if they go broke, I'm just lost. My money gone. But the government can print money, so in Illinois, if the lottery go broke or something, they'll bail them out. Yeah, Bet Any Sports. But I don't deal with Bet Any Sports. You can bet any place you want on them, but I heard they were 5 dimes at one time, but then 5 dimes went under. So I guess that's a reason for me not messing with them. Everybody was popular with 5 dimes. But yeah, that's the one I deal. That's why I just deal with tracking, and I've done well. I do well with it. I used to do everything else, but I didn't know what I was doing with those tic-tac-toe, dates, freeze, flips, mirrors, and all that. That's why I had to develop my own system. And I realized that I don't care how many 10 numbers you play every year, you're good if you get 3 of them exact for the whole year. And if you don't know, right then and there, you have to track. Some form of tracking. I don't care if you use a lottery post, if they can do it for you, or you do it. I'd rather do it myself because I can see and strategize when I could see better. And I won more than I've ever won by tracking. Probably ever will win. Yeah, because all I do is evenings, and I do hit on middays, but that's another story. You'll build your own strategy and skill set if you want to do them both. I don't track midday as significantly as I do evenings. Mhm. It, it it depends on what you're looking at and how you play. It can take 60 to 90 days, yeah, but once you build your bucket list will hit before that time of 60 to 90 days. My bucket list could hit within 15 days or hit back to back. I did it all the way to 037, the 1 run down. 037. That's how I made the columns. See? Oh, no. Where you get, wait a minute. No, I did it on the 018, the 024, the 025, the 026, the 027, and 037. Is that what you're asking, Will? I did it all the way down, all the way across. I did the 1 run down to get these columns. Is that what you're asking? Okay. Yep. Any other questions? Yep. Simple strategy, simple system. But you'll see more as you're doing it for your state because what applies to my state won't apply to your state. It just ain't. The numbers run different. I could hit 5 times, 15 times in a month. Well, you might not hit none that month depending on how your numbers run it. Could be. I doubt if you build your bucket list, it's going to take that long. I hit every month. Yeah, I hit every month. Okay? Because I've been tracking enough to build the bucket list of numbers I know that I'm going to play. Yeah, I hit every month. But until you get to that point, you probably won't hit every month. But the thing is, you'll get to that point if you're tracking the actual 1,000 numbers and building your bucket list, actual numbers to play. I don't, Will, you know what, man? I don't know. It just popped in my head. Well, I need to know the back, front, and the prayer. So I know this is what I did. It is it just came in my head that I needed to know the front and the back of that daggone number. It just popped in my head. I need to know all aspects. And as I was playing, I need to know the front and back of all the numbers so I can keep track. So I know last time a front number and a back number failed. Because I've been playing for 30 years. So I said 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I know that the front is a 12 and the 23 is the back. So now I need a chart, a top chart and a bottom chart for the front numbers and the back numbers. So I said, I'm going to do 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. And I'm going to have the same top and bottom. And I did the, was it? I don't know if I did the rundown on that or how I did that. But I let me see what I did here. Hey, it's a strange thing when you focusing and trying to do something. I'm going to tell you, it seems like some stuff come from out of nowhere to your head that you ain't even thought about. You say the 12 numbers on top? No, they're not the numbers that previously played. Those are my personal numbers that I kept come up with. These numbers here I made to come up with the chart. These are the numbers that I've used just to come up with the chart. They not the top ones. These are consistent to this rundown. Okay, those are consistent. Now here, I just start playing around with the numbers. I say, okay, I'm gonna go all the zeros here. That'll give me all the front with the zeros. Then the ones that give me all the front with the ones on the front. And then here give me all the threes and all the fours and all like that. And then I say, okay, now that give me the front. So all I need is a chart like that with the back. Bam, I was done. Then I started my tracking process. Then I went back. Uh, then I went back with my data that I accumulated on my calendar and just started marking them off, front and back, front and back. This is a easy sheet right here, because all you got to do the actual number. If 01 from on the front, you mark it, you'll circle it, and if 1, 2 fall on the back, you'll circle it. The 1, 2. Okay, is 00 fall on the front, like triple zeros? I'll mark off the triple zeros on the front and the zeros on the back. That's how I came up with it, Will. Yeah, that's how I came up with it. And that was the icing on the cake. That was the done deal there. Being able to track the front and the back. Yep. But I'm telling you, the singles, from what I'm seeing from states with the excuse me, the wild ball, the doubles and the triples going to be the hardest to hit, because it look like to me they trying to fix it where you can only get those numbers, the box instead of straight. The odds of hitting them straight have gotten harder. It really has. Yep. Because they got that fourth ball that's gonna always give them an option to play with AI to me, where they didn't have that fourth ball before. Thank you, Brian. Thank you. Glad to have you with us, buddy. Yep. I'm telling you facts. We playing with facts when we playing tracking the actual 1,000 numbers. None of this stuff we're going to show you alone what you really need to know. None of this is never going to show you that 38 pair ain't failed in 90 days or 120 days. None of this is going to tell you that double sevens ain't hit in 2 months. I mean, not double seven, but a seven ain't failed with no number in 2 months alone. None of it. Flipping and mirroring numbers ain't going to show you nothing, but you got some numbers that you don't know nothing about. That's it. You got to work with the numbers. That's what Eddie Tipton did. He didn't use no partial numbers to win. He had to have all the whole numbers to make his software work. That's all he did. What he did was simple. What Eddie Tipton did was simple, but he had the software advantage and knowing how to use it and the technical knowledge. He couldn't have did that just randomly. You have to put everything in an organized perspective to win. And that's what I did with the PICK-3 at a glance. That you can put on paper. That's not impossible to track on paper. PICK-4 is impossible to track on paper. PICK-5 is impossible to track on paper. PICK-4, you got 10,000 numbers. PICK-5, you got 100,000 numbers. Impossible. So I mean, I'm pretty much anything I get involved with, I believe in doing my best and giving my best and being the best. So that's why the PICK-3 at a glance strategy got started, because I wasn't the best, didn't feel I was winning the best I could win. So I gave it my best, and I'm happy I did. I did order them. I have every one you have. But they don't do you no good if you ain't tracking your actual numbers and know what's going on with them. They give you numbers to play and all that kind of stuff, but that all the numbers run different in all the states. Whatever book or whatever shows might not be applicable to my state or at that time, or how the numbers are rolling at that time. Yeah, I got every book you got. I got every one just about probably that I used to. I think I stopped dealing with that. Whew, I guess about 5 years into playing Pick 3 when I started this strategy. Yeah, but because I knew that it's what they knew. It wasn't what I knew or what they surmised. It wasn't what I surmised. With the numbers changing every day, certain numbers don't bring certain numbers. Certain numbers don't fall on certain days. The sun don't bring certain. I used to think all that stuff. Having pet numbers will kill you. I got a number in Illinois that Missouri. I just hit was the 160. I hadn't played out for 16 years. I didn't play it for 16 years, but I knew it was there, and I knew that certain things was a conditioning for me to play it and pick it up to play it. And I wasn't even in Missouri when I won it, but when I went up to Missouri, I knew the conditions were right to play it, so I kept playing it. Eddie Tipton played it for that month or whatever. I knew the conditions were right for that 160 to show up. The Red Devil, I used to like it and think that it's a good book, but you still got to track your own numbers. They tell you, well, Thursday is the best day to play this number and all that. That don't mean nothing if you don't see what's going on with the numbers. Don't mean nothing if you don't see what's going on with the numbers in your state. The Red Devil, all of them good if you can use them with tracking your own numbers, I guess. But I don't use them because there's no need. I'm working with 1,000 numbers and watching what they're doing. Period. Over time and over years. And trust my instincts. No. Like I say, I don't play triple A's all year. And I didn't track them and got a reason to play them. And that's very slim and none because I know that they don't pay no more and it's harder to hit them because there's only one way to hit them. And doubles is next. They're harder to hit. And then your singles, you got 720 of them, but they come 6 different ways. So now I don't do no books. I just track them numbers. Yep. I track the numbers and I keep tracking and I keep tracking. But yeah, anybody that want to do the books, and then if they think they winning with the books, fine. But if you're not knowing why you're playing, that's it. Well, yeah, well, that's true. I wouldn't be showing it on YouTube, Brian, if I didn't think my system was a good one. And one thing you can ask me about my system, you ain't gonna stump me on. Anything you ask me, I can explain it. Anything. And if you're doing my system and you say, hey, you call me Terry or we comment and you ask me a question and you following like I'm following, then I can assist you in getting into the winner circle without uh, most people can't explain to you how to do all this stuff. Just explaining it for your state. I don't that's why I don't put up numbers and all that for all states. I put up 20 numbers and 3 or 4 of them come in a different state. I That ain't costing me 9 out of 10. It's working with the law average. Numbers do what they do. Numbers gonna fall up in the state. That's why I don't give numbers. I don't do any of that. I don't do none of that. It's too much work. I know what it involves to win if you're gonna win. And y'all couldn't pay me if I could come up with all the numbers for everybody's state, use my system where it needs to be. Y'all wouldn't be able to pay me what I would be asking for, and it wouldn't be worth your while. Or your while it'd be worth my while. It'd be worth your while. And congratulations. Yeah, when you do hit, it's a good hit. 808, yeah. Oh, okay. Hey, Steve. DMORGANSTL 314. Can you see that? T Morgan STL for St. Louis 314. Yes, they work. Okay, you're welcome. Yes, they work for all states. Anybody, anywhere you got PICK-3, it works for all states. My strategy works for all states, and I can explain it for your state. Cash will. Do I have? Okay, now what is normal? Example as far as North Carolina, not New Jersey. Okay, so what would be the sample that you would have that you would need for New Jersey normal root sums? Okay, okay. Let's say a number here. Example is 345 comes out. To get the root sum of that, the root sum of that would be this. You said you just said sums though. So you got two steps. Any workout. Okay, 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 okay. We'll get there. Hold on, man. Here. Okay, okay. Here. It's a 345. We saying root sum. This is the root. This is a root sum. First, you have to start with the root sums. Understanding the root sum. 345. You're gonna add the 3 plus the 4 plus the 5. So that's 7 plus 5 equals 12, right? This is the root sum of this number. What you want to do to get to the sum of a number, any number, you want to break it down to a single number. Okay? So you would take this 1 and 2, that's 12. This number 12 is two numbers. You would break it down now to 1 plus 2 equals 3. So the sum of this number, wait a minute, no, wait a minute. Now, I might be saying this backwards. Wait a minute, I am. I'm sorry. I am saying it. The 12 is the sum of the number. Okay? These number here, that's the sum. Now the root sum is the one you want to break down to the single number. And the sum for the single number would be 3. Oh, is that right? Wait a minute. Yeah, this is sum. The root sum. This is the root sum. Yeah. This the root sum. The root sum is a single number. It's down to the sum of the number could be two numbers, but the root sum is always a single number. Do you get that? You say the Cash App website link. That Cash App website link, I think when you go to your Play Store, you just put in Cash App and it should give you the Cash App. Cash App should come up. Okay, all right. Good question. I like that. Now you want to do any workout. Okay. Now you want to do a workout. You talking about the PICK-3 my PICK-3 at a glance workout? For North Carolina. North Carolina, they say, is a difficult state. Ain't that where, if you've been around a long, Queen Shingaling was from North Carolina, I believe. She passed and going on now. She tried her hardest to find a algorithm or a strategy or something that you would hit with. New Jersey. Okay. I just don't do specific states like that too much, but I'm trying to see what workout because, I do the 1-1 run. Let me see here. I'm gonna try to go through this here for you. Might run through it a little bit. Give me a number you want me to do a workout on in New Jersey. A normal people scare me. Normal people scare me. I guess that's right. Is that right? Normal people scare me. Is that what you got? Okay. Give me a number you want me to do a workout on. And you talking about using my techniques, or you talking about my techniques on the workout? You talking about the PICK-3 glance strategy, right? Or how to get started using my system, right? So if we're doing that, and this works for all states, any number, just imagine this number comes in your state. Okay, what you would do, the first thing you would use is the 1-1-1 rundown on the number that comes in, the winning number. You're going to run it down. At 1 to the 3, you get 4. 1 to 4, you get 5. 1 to 5, you get 6. 1 to 6, you get 7. 1 to 7, you get 8. 1 to 8, you get 9. Now, this works for all states. 1 to 9, you're going to get 0. 1 to 0, you're going to get, 9, you're going to get 0, but it's 10. You're only going to use the 0. 1 to 0, you get 1. 1 to 1, you get 2. And 1 to 2, you're going to get 3. Same number at the top, you get at the bottom, okay? Now here, you add 1 to the 4, you get 5. 1 to 5, you get 6. 1 to 6, you get 7. 1 to 7, you get 8. 1 to 8, you get 9. 1 to 9, you get 0. 1 to 0, you're going to get 1 again. 1 to 1, you get 2. 1 to 2, you get 3. 1 to 3, you're going to get the 4. Same number at the bottom, you get at the top, you had it correctly. Same here, you're going to count straight down. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, this 4, 5, 6, with my strategy, this is a single. It's got 3 different numbers. So I'm going to see where this single number is on my master sheet, the 1-1-1 rundown on the master sheet. of singles. Okay? Here's the master sheet. Here's the singles. These numbers up top here are numbers that I came up with to make this sheet up. There's no reason I came up with these numbers. I was looking for something that with I could combine all 1,000 numbers together and simplify it. Now, so I came up with, on singles, I came up with 12 numbers to make 12 columns. Each one of these columns represents 60 numbers. Like that 3, 4, 5 can come 6 different ways. And each one of the numbers in these columns is 10 of them. 6 times 10 give you 60. So I want to know where this 3, 4, 5 is on what column. So when I do the 1-1 rundown on them, one of these numbers up here will always be in the rundown. One of these base numbers, I call them base numbers, will always be in that rundown. It might not be in the same order that I got it up here, but it will always be in the rundown. So you got the 3, 4, 5. I'm going to look, and you'll memorize these numbers once you start tracking, and they all got zeros in them. So the rundown number going to have a 0 in it. So you go down and you look for the number with a 0. You got the 089. That's not one of the numbers on top. But you got the 012. See it is? 012. That's the base number. So I should find this 314 in that 012 column. 012. You go down, here it is right here. That's 3, 4, 5. I hope I said that right. 3, 4, 5. You circle out. Oops, I shouldn't have circled that. I'm going ahead of myself. I really shouldn't have circled it because that'll throw me off. This is an actual sheet I'm keeping track of. And I see already for the month that no 3, 4, 5 had really failed because I ain't got nothing marked off. Like here, I know for the month this failed. I know for the month that this actually did fall. But I'm getting ahead of myself on the sheet. But this hadn't failed, but I'm just using that as an example. Okay. Now, that's one strategy. Bam, you're done. You know for the month what number come out and on what column. And at the end of the month, any column I don't mark off, I know that this column 60 numbers ain't hit for the whole month. Then next month, if I'm tracking, and well, you can highlight it or whatever you want, put an hour, put an hour over it. The next month, if that column don't hit, I know that this column of 60 numbers ain't hit for 2 months. And 3 months, it could take 3 months for a column to hit. So that third month, I've got my eye on them 90 days worth of numbers that I know ain't hit. So when I do hit, I'm going to that column with 90 days that ain't hit. That's one strategy. And that's strategy number 1. Okay? Now, for strategy number 2, I mark off the single pairs. You got 3 numbers, right? You got 3 different numbers. You have the 3, the 4, and the 5. Oops. This is another strategy number 2. You always want to know what pairs ain't failed for the whole month. You got 3, the 4, and the 5. You're going to have 3 separate numbers. You got 3 separate pairs. You're going to find the 34. You're going to find that's a pair. You're going to have the 35. That's a pair you're going to mark off. And you're going to have the 45. That's a pair you're going to mark off. So I ain't going to mark them off on here because they might not fail yet. But here's the 34 I would mark off. The 35 I would mark off. And the 45 I would mark off when it falls. So by the end of the month, when a number comes in, whatever number, when I finish this off, any pair that's not hit, hasn't hit, I'm going to carry over. I got my own and carry it over to the next month. So if I'm looking for pairs to play, I'm playing the ones that haven't failed. I'm not making up pairs or guessing pairs or anything. I know at the end of the month what pairs hasn't failed and how I'm gonna play them from tracking and studying. I know what pairs, not guessing what pairs. That's how I win. Because 1 month I had a 30, I mean, doing this, I had a 38 pair didn't fall for 4 months. See what I'm saying? There's no rhyme or reason. These numbers are random. No rhyme or reason how they gonna fall or not fall for 4 months. And when 30, and I tried 3 hadn't failed for 4 months or better. I added them in, I won. Not guessing at my numbers while I'm playing. I'm working with the law average. I know why I'm playing. Other than tracking the extra 1,000 numbers, it's all guesswork. Okay, now, so I know if that 38 hadn't hit for 4 months, that's the number I'm playing. I ain't got to worry about where the number coming from. I know where it's coming from. I got it. And that's strategy number 3. I mean 2, I'm sorry, strategy number 2. Strategy number 3, I always want to know what position all the numbers